everybody. It is
Oh,
it is Tuesday. It is from the barracks, and boy, do we have a stream for you guys tonight. So I'm glad to see that without me sharing this stream to anywhere, we already have 11 viewers. So
They came for the
Right.
promos. The beginning.
Well,
sorry to
promos.
interrupt, but real quick before you go any further, what you just shared is not the Facebook. That's the YouTube. That's okay. That's the one you want
yeah,
shared.
that's the one. Yeah, that's one I want to share because that one evidently does not get anybody banned for commenting on a stream. I don't know what it is. Dougie. I will have to tell everybody before we get this started, Dougie stopped me from getting in a hell of a lot of trouble at the end of the second Evo at the event on Saturday.
Doug's a good
Shame
guy.
on you, Doug. Should have let him go.
No. Thank you, Doug.
No.
We don't have bail money.
So we have an interesting stream for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking quite a bit. We're going to do our AAR for Bonestrike. We're going to talk about North Vrs South 3. And we're going to end with other airsoft nonsense. And towards the end of the stream, of course, we're going to do Joker Nap Time, otherwise known as Tech Time, with Papa and Virchew. All right. So I'd like to thank everybody that's on there. I am Joker for Players Wanted. With me is the man, the myth, the legend of the shortest stature but biggest heart, Greg Paparisi. The man with the hawk, the king of high kappas, Virchew from Crucible, and Ron.
Sure.
Ron Weber from RC Airsoft. Welcome, sir, and A.T.E Airsoft. Hey, look, I'll get there. Look, there's some stuff I had to there's got to be some laughter and stuff going on because when we start showing some of this stuff tonight, you guys are gonna be like, "Wow, I know why Joker left early." But there was a lot of stuff that happened on Saturday. My son fell out of his wheelchair, which didn't help. At a Boy Scout event, the Boy Scouts got a little overzealous with him. So it's been a weekend. Let's just say that. So. First and foremost, we want to thank all of our lovely sponsors for helping us out throughout these years. Papa and I were just talking about it. It has almost been 2 years since we started the stream. In 2 months, it'll be 2 years since Papa and I have been doing the show that started during COVID. So it's amazing that we've been doing this on a weekly basis. I think we've only missed 2 weeks total?
The show actually started COVID, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. It is.
That, I believe. Yes, I believe that.
It's absolutely because of that. Sorry, I'm an idiot. God.
Anyways,
I assure you, no drugs were used in the making of this show.
So Bonestrike 4, it's a Third Coast Airsoft event, was held at a decommission. Was it a hospital before?
No foreplay or anything. I'm just diving in.
We are diving right in, head first. Both,
Well, I can do a bragging rights thing real quick if you want. If I'll share my screen.
Go. Oh, sure. Go right ahead, sir.
What I got at what I earned at BS6.
Was it the clap?
Oh, you got an ace of spades, huh?
Yeah, aluminum card. Yeah, for being
wow.
for being an awesome actor. You should have seen the way I died. It was
awesome actor, huh?
Awesome actor. Yeah, I died at the end it's not Full Metal Jacket. It's Platoon. The Platoon, where they're leaving the guy behind, in the helicopter, and he dies with his hands up in the air, and he does. I did that. And immediately I don't even know who it came. The admin came over and said, "Dude, that was good." And it's in the middle of the battle too. I mean, it's 30 seconds later, I turned over. My arm was like this, and the guys around me were like, "What the?" EG-67 landed, hit my arm, and blew up all at the same time. Thank God it was an EG-67 and not
those new tag.
The fours, yeah.
The flashers. Oh my God, are they loud?
I'm glad it wasn't. Yeah.
We had the opportunity to play with them, so we're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff that happened. I'm going to try not to get myself worked up for what happened. But do we know was it a prison before? Or was it or was it a?
I heard mental hospital.
I heard a mental hospital too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
not confirmed.
It's set up like a prison. I mean, there's double gates, there's tunnels, there's locked doors, it looks like a prison.
Lots of barbed wire. Lots of barbed wire.
So
everywhere.
Been a mental hospital.
No, it's razor wire, sir. That's not even barbed wire. It was razor wire.
There's actually called cantina wire or something like that. Cantina wire. Drew Tingle knew the name of it. They actually
Constantino wire.
Constantino wire. That's what it was. Sorry, same thing. Use all
Get her.
the similar letters.
No, they're not the same thing, my friend.
No.
No, because
Not at
evidently
all.
one guy got
I have constipation wire in my bathroom. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Ooh.
Adam.
Very
No,
fun.
this
He's a
place
tough
was
ass.
located in Milledgeville, Georgia.
Milledgeville. Yeah, that's what it
Milledgeville,
was. Yeah.
Georgia. It was their standard TCA events where they have a green versus tan, east versus west. It's interesting because Ron and I were on opposite sides. I was on Eastern, he was on Western, which was really funny. Whenever we went out to go and eat, I'm the only guy dressed in green. Everybody else is dressed in tan. It's like, traitor, don't tell them what's going to happen.
No, we didn't talk about anything around you, man.
So this place had a lot of building. We only played in essentially four buildings. 4 buildings total was in play for us.
That you could actually get into the buildings?
4.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I guess only 4.
It's 4.
But you could go around a lot of other buildings. They were just cordoned off.
Yeah, Dougie, I just looked it up too. It was formerly a state mental health ward and asylum.
I believe
Asylum for the criminally insane.
Right, and in similarity to the Syndicate AO, it had underground tunnels. Not as complicated, but it was cool. It was.
That we're going to talk a lot about that tunnel.
That tunnel that's right. I know
stupid.
what you're talking about tonight. Yeah, that tunnel.
Yeah. So the AO itself was actually really awesome. If you guys, for those of you that are up in Pennsylvania, if you guys went to the Crescent Prison, it's very similar in feel, except this one had all the buildings were exactly the same. So if you figured out the layout of one building, you now know the layout of all the buildings.
Of the big building. Of the big building.
The 3 big buildings. Yeah, there was one
right.
small little box building. I don't count. I'm not talking about that one.
I got you.
So it was. Oh, they're already asking you questions, Papa. So this facility was actually, because we didn't get a chance to walk it, which I always love walking the AO beforehand, but it kind of sucked we didn't get an opportunity to walk it. And I understand why we didn't. It's just because they were setting up for tier 1s. So Eastern's main goal and focus was to go move out fast and hard, use every lane available, and try to capture as many points as we could. And that's exactly what happened. That when the game started, our teams immediately went out for Eve. Me went out for Dora. The guys I was with, we went straight for Eve and then cut into the Tunnel of Death. Now, Western, Ron, you can correct me if I'm wrong. They were, at least the commandos were pre-inserted on top of Building 21.
I don't know their location, but there was some I thought everybody had pre-insert. I don't know what their location was.
Doug, the gym is where I had one of 3 angry moments.
Wait, you had an angry moment at an airsoft event?
No. Hold on.
But you're so calm and collective at events.
I'm going to mute all you fuckers in a second because I'll tell you right now. There is a difference.
10 minutes, 13 seconds.
Oh, I know exactly. I knew this was coming quick because the videos are going to start playing. I'm cussing in almost every single one of them. But no, the really bad incident where I honestly contemplated taking the guy up on the officer to go right now was definitely in the gym. So, and Dougie stood in my way when I came out because the guy said something else. And then Doug's like, why don't we go to the parking lot or something to that effect? I was like, yeah, why don't we? So our team, I was running with Gabe and another guy by TJ, otherwise known as Lone Wolf from MK Airsoft. We ran together for this event. We were a small 3-man squad that was very effective with what we were doing. No F's given. So we charged a building of 22, trying to get the objectives as much as we can and be as effective as possible. So, Ron, before I go further with what I have to share, what was your experience with the AO and stuff there?
My experience was it's a fantastic
Good experience.
Well, yeah, the terrain has a lot of ups and downs and a good combination. Well, it has a lot of woods. You'd be surprised. Has a lot of woods, and the woods were very dense. If you didn't have to travel through them, good for you. But it literally took us to get, even though TCA was grand enough to cut holes in fences and make it accessible, because of the vines. There's actually like rose vines with big thorns on them. It took us 6 to 8 minutes just to get over to near Dora. Was it Dora? The one on the your left, my right?
Dora.
Yeah, it took us forever. We were the lead going out there, and it took us forever. But the buildings, I mean, open doorways and dark areas. I enjoyed it. The terrain was complex and unique in its own fashion. I just want it'd be cool to start off on the other spawn next time if they have it in the same buildings and we switch and see how that changes things up. I would be excited to do that. And the rooftop action, that was cool. There's actually really tall rooftops that guys could get up on. Very cool.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I actually had a really good like a really good shooting match. And the guy wasn't even paying attention to me. He's like, I can't reach him. He can't possibly shoot me. I kept getting closer and closer to that side of the roof so I could shoot him. And I'm going over. Finally, I arced it just enough, and he goes like that.
What? Damn.
and then I blew him a kiss, and I was like, thank you for calling it, because I knew he probably felt it. It was a stretch to get out there, and because of the wind, I had to do a lot of, all right, let me lead it this way. It's curving, and finally.
Yeah.
No, I didn't turn the gun. I was just leaning into the wind more so that because I could see it curving through. So I finally got the right spot and went. So the AO was awesome. The one thing that I would say that I knew was probably sorry, that was probably going to be a problem was the SMGs into buildings. Yeah, that I figured was going to probably be a problem, and it, unfortunately for me at least, it was in some respects. Feedback I would give to Third Coast is maybe make sure that the ROF is like 30 or lower, because there was a lot of guys that were just and before you could even react or hit with at close range, close quarters, 10 BBs, and on top of that, chronoing when the air temperature outside was 32 degrees. I'm 90% sure that by the time it heated up, that those guns were shooting hotter than 1 joule.
Yeah, that first day there was a 30 degree change.
Yeah,
in like 4 hours or something like that.
Not even. It was like an hour and a half. It went from 30 degrees to like 55. But I mean,
how do you estimate something like that? How do you ask them to read chrono, or I wouldn't know how to do that.
That's why the emphasis should be.
Well, sorry. So on days like that, what you do is you chrono them at about 10 lower if you know the day is going to warm up.
Okay.
So, granted, it's not a guaranteed perfect fix, but most guns don't dual creep that high based off of the weather shift.
Okay.
Papa is unusually quiet right now.
Just that scary.
I'm doing my breathing exercises for
when the next section comes up.
For when we get in there. Yeah.
There was one thing where I got shot by an SMG from over 200 feet away, and it went through my padding, and I think I still have the mark on. You guys can't see it, but I got welted up pretty bad. I was like, "What the?" No, it wasn't, jackass. You can kid. Yeah, he's still got. Yeah.
Leader.
Yeah.
So wait. So let me get this straight. They were allowing full auto indoors.
SMGs only.
SMGs.
Yeah, they usually do.
Yeah, they usually do. There was a couple problems with that because a couple people decided that they were just going to full auto, and this happened mostly during the second Evo, is what I saw. After that, I left for the day.
Was there a mid?
No. And
that's okay.
So, I was talking to like Papa. I actually broke I broke the sacred time for Papa and I that I don't call him, and it's Saturdays and Sundays. That's carry time. That's time that Papa and I don't talk.
Yeah,
Which,
I got to enjoy Bonestrike too by way of talk me off a ledge, man. Talk me off a ledge. I'm taking somebody out tonight.
it took me 2 days to calm. It took me until yesterday to calm down. That's how mad I was because this is such a great AO, and it's not against TCA. I gotta really emphasize this a lot and heavily. There's very little that TCA could done if an admin wasn't there, right? And it's not that the admins weren't around because the admins were rotating around, they were moving around, but there was a couple of sections of that location that this is the first time they're at the AO. They didn't realize might be nasty firefight areas, so there was no admin nearby to mitigate anything. So the players got into it like the tunnel of death.
I'm trying to figure out where admin will be able to stand in the tunnel of death and be able to actually see everything. It was so thin. I don't know. I agree, though. I agree with you. Absolutely.
So, yeah, Dougie, they are, but the problem that comes up is when they chronoed and it was 32 degrees outside, then it heated up, that jewel creep went up. But so let's start with the very beginning. Like 20 minutes in, we had our first bit of shenanigans. There was a guy that I shot that we pushed a tunnel. I shot him in the basement. No other tan was in the basement because we cleared them all out. He was standing with his partner, and I heard somebody come up behind me, and it was on when I first looked at him, and I go, make sure you watch this corner because the deadlight's now off. There's no tan in the basement. We killed them all, and I said, watch it up there. Next thing you know, the guy shoots me in the back, and then he runs upstairs, and you could actually see a red glow follow him up, and I'm like, the fuck just happened? I was like, how'd I get killed? The guy had no ability to come down. We've been watching this entire time. Nobody came in. We cleared these rooms. And the guy shot me right upstairs. So mild annoyance and everything else. From there, I think what happened was because we maybe pushed too hard or something, it triggered something in one specific group. And if anybody knows the team that was wearing those British flags, the Union Jacks, we're going to be talking extensively about them today. So,
all right, I have to point this out. It's not just a him thing. Like, I pay attention to Reddit on all the airsoft forums, and everybody that went to Bonestrike, every complaint is about this singular group.
Ooh.
Okay.
So one of the big factors that came as a problem was grenade throwing, or calling grenade hits, the excessive amount of grenade throwing, and of course not calling hits, and then people getting hostile in the locations that we're at. That causes just like things to go south. So, and this is definitely a player thing. It's not on the admins. It's not on them. I made the decision to leave. Having my son being injured didn't help because the wife called me up and she's like, "Come home now." And I was like, "Oh shit! Well, I guess I'm coming home." But so, Ron, since you're on the other side, did you see anything like what I'm explaining so far with that, or did you guys not see much of that from your perspective?
Not a particular group. At every event, it doesn't matter who's putting it on. You have your individuals that create problems by not calling their hits. Even though I have someone on my phone too. When I was dead, I'm filming this guy because it's like he's getting hit. But I didn't see a group like what you're talking about. It's just the typical individuals that you always see at events. So, and a couple times I got aggravated, but eventually I get over it and just play. I feel bad that you had to go through the experience that you did, but of course I didn't have any control over it. And hopefully it'll be better for the future events.
I think it will be because I honestly think that what TCA has learned from this event was, okay, if we're using these buildings again, this section of the tunnel is a problem. And we were sort of talking about that, and we scurried away from it. That tunnel is going to be a nightmare for future games. If there's more tunnels like that one. Personally, I believe that murder hole at the very end maybe should be sealed up because it is only about yay big.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the one that was
at the end of the tunnel.
The room on our side?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like,
That so there was to give you guys an understanding of this of what we did here. It was kind of well, that's later on. We'll go step by step. So it really is. It's like you want to jump around. It's like this is where my ADHD is going nuts because it's like
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
I don't know when to bring this up. I'm trying to figure out. You touched on
I'm
it.
here.
I was going to bring it up.
yes, sir.
Well,
We found something. We found a new feature, by the way. Go ahead.
You said excessive grenade throwing. I feel like I'm on the other side of this argument. So can you explain that to me? Explain
11
what you mean by
grenades.
excessive.
They threw 11 grenades at once
Okay.
in a room that was maybe 20 by 20 with a bunch of dead players. So 11 grenades, 11, not 1, 2, 3 or whatever, or 11 grenades at once can cause serious bodily harm.
Okay, so I'm going to have to say that's a misclassification of the issue. I wouldn't call that excessive grenade throwing. I would call that excessive assholes in one room. Because the way sorry.
Why did the grenades get thrown? Why were there that many grenades thrown? Like,
This
explain
was-
the whole thing to me. Because
This was second
And
Evo. There was this one particular room. I believe it was on I think it was on the first or second floor. We were inside of there. There was like four of us. There was four of us dead. The fifth guy was still alive. There was an exit out the backside. And when the grenades, us being dead, well, I mean, I did not sit down because I keep having to move away from. They throw a grenade in and it lands right in the middle of the dead guys. And we already had one guy take a blast to the testicles in the tunnel, and I was not about to have that happen to me. So I went down. When they all of a sudden said, all right, let's fuck them up, and I looked over, and then all of a sudden you see hands just throw grenades in. I turned tailed and ran, justifiably, because nobody should have to be in there for that, right? My back got lit up. And they go, he's still running, because you guys threw 11 fucker grenades into the room. I'm not sticking around. I don't care. I don't care if I'm dead. I don't care if I'm not supposed to move. That causes undue harm.
I see both sides of it. On one point of it, it is part of the game, but was there fire coming out of your room towards them? Like, what made them?
One guy was in this there's like in the back part of the room, there's like this little cubby that had a perfect line. He had the right hand line. So anybody coming in, they had a real difficult time shooting him because the only thing they had was this little bit of a mask. He had a great line going in there, and they kept throwing grenades in, not realizing that there was an actual steel door type thing inside this room, so it's hard cover. They never threw the grenade far enough back to take him out. So
what you're saying? So you told me that there's an exit, there's hard cover. I'm not going to enter that room unless I know everybody's dead. It sounds like a death trap.
That's fine. I don't mind.
Throw grenades.
I don't mind 1-2 grenades. If anybody thinks that 11 grenades in one room is not excessive.
Okay, so did they throw? Hold up. Did they throw all like 11 at one time?
Yes.
Or was it
wasn't. No, it was not a. They literally stacked a bunch of guys up, and then grenades went pouring in. Most of them were
again, that's a dick move, but it comes down to one of those things where it's part of the game, even though it's a dick move.
Look, that's fine. It's hold on. Actually, Sal just messaged me. He's got 10 minutes. Let's bring Sal in here, shall we?
Okay.
Start the clock.
I want to give them props for being able to organize that and everybody throw it all at once, which you hardly ever see in airsoft. But yes, I think it was, what do they call it? It's just unnecessary roughness in a way.
Yeah.
When three will do it, three will do it. I agree. Three will do it, one will do it, or whatever. Yeah. Hey,
and we have the Z Monster on from TCA. How you doing, Z man?
I'm doing much better. My bout of walking pneumonia is over. So,
well, sir, we're talking about the event, obviously, and I don't know if you heard it yet or not. Anything that we discuss here about the players is not a reflection on TCA because you guys cannot be everywhere at once, and there was one particular group. So the AO is awesome. You guys put on a great event. Almost everybody had a great time. I hope you guys can identify the players in question.
So the good news is, we had about a terabyte of game trail cameras. So we upped our game, put 15 Bluetooth cameras in there, spent about $1,000 in Wi-Fi pucks. So if you saw one that said restricted access on your phone, and the great thing is they're motion activated. So they walk by, it turns on, and you see what's going on. Yeah, we had. Let me back up. What did we see this weekend? We saw a lot of first-time Third Coast guys.
Yes.
Okay. Which, hey, great, awesome. The 26th Division guys, the Yankee Division guys coming all the way down from New England. Great to see an organized team come down. They played a great game. We saw Team Omega back out there for the first time in a long time. Awesome to see Ron and Wiener always. So you saw some old school come back to the game. You saw some really old school find airsoft again, and then you had a bunch of new guys, a bunch of them. So that's one, right? Two, the AO is difficult.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, the AO is
Complex.
difficult. Complex, much better word. So, guys, I'm starting to see a generational shift here where, complex problem. Let me just bitch about it until it gets easier. They'll make it easier for me. Guys, sorry. Never heard anybody bitch about spawn camping. Okay. I did hear somebody bitch about how they couldn't get out of a building, but yet they wouldn't go up a floor. They wouldn't, they fought in the tunnel the entire weekend. And
that tunnel was just insane. I don't know if you heard my suggestion.
Oh yeah.
That one murder hole maybe might not. Maybe
but
not.
Notice we put no objectives down there. None.
Yeah.
We also had holes in the fence that allowed for western access, so you didn't have to go to the Sally Port. So as I think Ron and Wiener went out that freaking western access port numerous times to flank Dora. So guys who had their heads on a swivel and had great situational awareness kicked ass. Guys that were, definition of insanity, banging their heads on walls and expecting a different result.
We call those Marines.
Fair enough. But no. On a serious note, we had guys that just could not think through problem sets. And they were having fun, which is crazy. But you also had some guys that just didn't want to take the extra walk to flank something, to go up and over and down. In the buildings with Monica and Lydia, there was actually another set of stairs that if they had just been looking for it, they would have found them. It was funny because Reaper and freaking Sam got on the field Saturday night, and they showed one of the teams that second set of stairs, and it was Sunday was different. Sunday was completely played different. If Western had one more phase, they would have won. So new players, inability for people to think through problems, lack of mission focus. Man, that tunnel was great. I don't know why. But they were in the tunnel so much. And I was like, guys, there's nothing down there.
There was a firefight down there is where it was.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, there's firefights all over the place.
My only problem with the tunnel, honestly, was the guy, and it was players. It wasn't the actual objective. Pushing that objective, I probably would have had fun if people weren't doing some of the stuff they were. Like,
yes.
So, like, we had one person that was standing up on the desk, because you told us before in order to fit their originally the rule I thought it was that they had to be able to fit their head through it in order to shoot through a crack, or they had to be 3 feet back.
Right, 3 feet from the muzzle, or if they want to walk up to it and put their muzzle through it, it's got to be the size of their face. Bitch ports, loopholes, whatever you want to call them. And player feedback. That 3 feet rule was given to us by players.
Yeah,
like 3 years ago. So it's not a new thing.
There's the windows that were in the tunnel of those 3 windows that were there. There was a hole about yay big.
Yeah.
And there was I don't know if it was a woman or if it was just a small guy. I just keep calling her a woman because that's the body style it looked like. Was in there and she was putting her gun right by that opening and lasing people, which is fine, except that when the return shots came through, there was a lot of no hit calling. And then when she was throwing grenades out that window thing, I shot her hand twice, like pop pop, and then because when each time she threw a grenade, it went further down, way away from me. I'm like, okay. She stuck her hand out again. I was like, come on, man. It's like we fought this hard to get here, and you're not going to call hits like that. I mean,
if you don't mind me jumping in about that murder hole, I saw it when I first saw it. I went over to it to see its advantage, and when I backed away from it, when my muzzle was 3 feet, when my muzzle was 3 feet away from it, I couldn't clearly see because it was elevated. I couldn't clearly see right down on the action. I'd have to maybe catch a head going by or something, and it was dark in that tunnel. So, I mean, I'm not defending TCA. I'm backing them up and saying they saw it, they knew it, and people have followed the rules. It wouldn't be necessarily a murder hole, but if you get lucky kind of hole, or maybe if someone wants to throw a grenade through, but you're still kind of rolling the dice.
Virchew, were you about to say glory hole?
No. That would be bad.
That
would be
one
very bad.
That one square.
All right.
No, what I was actually going to say was, it seems to me like what you're talking about is in the Army we called it nonlinear thinking. It's but it's in airsoft I call it indoor mentality. With players, they want to go that way. They don't think about what's up, down, left, or right, and it's being stuck in this linear motion, which I see at a lot of events where there's Crescent's a perfect example. There's so many ways to flank a building. There's an entire outside route around that nobody took.
Yeah, this is the tunnel, and this was when
Joker, turn it down.
Better?
Yeah.
All right, sorry. This was when we were told that they made this decision to start pushing this bookshelf down the hallway, and
that's close.
that murder hole's
Coming in. Sorry.
That was a problem solving, but then we were told to stop it by the admin.
Yeah. So, hey, pause real quick. So,
I'll do it when it gets right back out. There.
So, one thing we couldn't do at Iron Dagger was, you know how we have formations and we address evolving problems. You know, hey guys, no meat shields. Hey guys, sit down, lay down when you're hit. Hey guys, we don't do freaking riot shields. Hey guys, we don't barricade doors. So what we couldn't do at Iron Dagger, because there was no breaks, you couldn't address problems, right? And so we were really looking forward to getting back to a phased game where we could do formations and go, hey, guys, don't be this, don't do this, have fun, drink water, you know. And it's hard when you have an AO that's got a lot of debris, you know, or they got a bookshelf in the hallway. Okay, we kind of said, hey, that's going to be a problem. And you know, okay, we're not there to clean the AO, but like every AO's got, like, you think of GTI, you've got that one murder hole right there at the $1 million intersection, where this past year we actually covered it up and we caught players trying to take down I was like, guys, no, it's covered for a reason. You know, if we go back, and we are going back to the prison, that is going to be one of the things we address, that particular hallway, because Dave White, True, stop whining, get better at not getting shot. The quote Robo Murray, I call my hits so I get to be better, so I get better. But yeah, that's gonna be one of the areas there at the tunnels that we're gonna address. We have to.
That's what I kind of figured. There was, I mean, that murder hole, whoever was on the other side of it, I mean, that guy with that dye mask kept sticking his face out there, and we were just straight. I mean, 3 guys were straight shooting the hole.
I'm glad you said dye mask, because that's exactly who we saw on the camera. That's exactly who we saw on the game camera.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we actually mounted the game camera in the tunnel. Was it the tunnel? we removed a ceiling tile and we put it right there looking down. So as people were
nice.
walking by, because if we put them like this, you guys shoot them. So yeah, it was like, hey, I got an idea, Sal. What? Let's put it up here. And I went, all right, hold on. Let me hold my phone real quick. Oh yeah, that's going to be great. And it's an IR. It's got an IR light on it. So, but you know, airsofters. What's that red thing? Let me shoot at it. So
Did Papa,
did
Papa freeze, or is he just looking like Kermit the Frog right now?
No, he's right there.
He's doing his breathing exercise.
So like people are sitting there saying, "Oh, you're just over exaggerating." I was like, "No, man. This dye mask kept popping up as we're actively shooting this, and we're seeing BBs bounce off his mask." Now, the only thing I could think of was that okay, maybe he's being medicked. All right. Well, if we shot him like 12 times, the only thing that I realized after the fact, like when I'm on my way home, is maybe it was a water bottle was in there. The water bottle thing was in there, but even still. I mean, it was like
I only saw the medic bags down there on each side one time on each side, and they were like, get those bags out of here because we're going through them too fast, which is what the read I was getting from both sides. So, but you know, that's one. The last thing I'll leave you with is some new players and a couple of old players. They hear what they want to hear when they go to the safety.
Oh man,
he froze just. I wonder if he planned that. One thing I want to leave you with. Hold on, we didn't hear anything.
Okay, I stopped. I stopped when can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. That was his perfect timing.
I know. I was like, "Ooh, this is so good." For example, when we said grenades, when you get wounded, there's no pink mist. And a player went immediately after the safety brief, went back to Sam over at Junkies and went, I need a refund on all the tagging grenades I bought because Sal just said they don't kill a player, they only wound him. And
what?
Sam was like, dude, what? You know, so that let me know that they were only half listening.
Oh, come on, man. You know everybody reads the player's packet. Everybody pays attention to the briefing, man. That's just...
Virchew, hey, brother, I got a coin, a patch, and a poster for you next event, brother.
So,
yeah.
Did you see the link I sent you, by the way? It has all the files in there for you to look at.
Yeah,
okay.
I already. Yeah. So
you already looked through some of them.
They're downloading now. So
all right, hold on. So this is gonna be like one of the first ones I really want to share because this was like the most blatant, the one that probably pissed me off the worst. Because it's what started it. And Lucky came around the corner fast too. So I was like, oh, good, Lucky. I'm glad you're here. Because the rule with TCA, just to clarify the rule with grenades, it's a 10-foot kill radius with sound, and if you get hit with any sort of frags, even if you're further than that away, it's still a kill, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry, this was up.
You're good. But yeah, while he's looking for that, I wanted to bring this up because I pay attention to Reddit before the shows just to see what people are talking about. And there's one thread where a guy was saying that the AO seemed congested. And literally, there are 32 people responding underneath him, telling him he's an idiot.
Congested?
It was congested because he must have been in the tunnels. He must not have moved around.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the only thing because the tunnels, every time we went down there, if they weren't congested, they did eventually get congested. But outside, no.
If you're moving, then there's no traffic jams.
No, I just want to point out, like, there's 32 comments. Like, there's nobody defending this guy at all. They're all calling him a different type of idiot.
Well, Sal disappeared on that move. Phil, that's weird. So when it comes down to this video I'm about to show, right, this is where we figured out that there's another pathway to go that went away from the one murder hole that was, yes, I said it again, guys, take another shot, that we found going around. So we found this access. The door to that stairwell was locked at that point, but it got unlocked, which made us very happy. So this is like one of the main ones that this is that group I was talking about that this soured us so bad. And it's not this guy.
Medic? You guys fucking still shoot me right here. Hey guys, take a knee, take a knee. Well, you guys are all dead, so.
I'm taking a knee. I'm gonna take a knee right here.
Yeah, take a knee, dude.
How are you alive? The grenade went off right behind you, man. Yes, it did.
Bro, what are
You're a fucking cheater, dude. Fucking A. And lucky.
Hey guys, take a knee, take a knee.
See how much shrapnel bounced off of him?
I love the fact that his own teammate is calling him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, like I said, man, I'm proud of my admins because we've probably got our admin policy is 1 for every 25 players, and that gets expensive. That gets very expensive when you think about how we pay the staff. So, hang on.
Dad voice came out.
It's about to be the mad uncle voice. But so anyways, with 1 to 25 admins, with 288 players on the field, and that includes sponsored players as well. You're looking at 1 to 25, and then as boy.
Is your name Ashley?
No.
Because that happens to Ashley all the time. She's on there. Next thing you know, kid.
No. Well, that's my youngest, but as long as he's quiet, I'm fine. Anyway, so 1 to 25. In this case, we actually upped it to 1 to 15 because I needed more admins on scene. We had 4 spot chronoing, rates of fire, and this is what I'll leave you with on rates of fire in a second. I'm proud of the staff because they were trying to be everywhere at once. And you guys know, Ron, you'll know because Papa, Joker, you guys getting put on events. The more dense the AO, the more guys the more admins you got to have. And so it's painful. So there's division.
Yeah, he did me dirty, by the way.
We had to. Paratroopers are a special breed, brother.
But did you like it?
Two things fall out of the sky: bird shit and paratroopers. And I love them both. There we go. So I gotta go to a command function here in a second. But what I'll leave you with, and the last thing you hit me with, you gave me some comments earlier, is guys ask us what our rates of fire are based off of, and it's simple: get online, research the model of weapon, take the rate of fire, a rate per minute, divide it by 60 seconds. And that tells you how many BBs you can shoot a second. The fastest firing light machine gun in the world is the Amelie. It's a 5.56 scaled down version of the MG42. It shoots 27 rounds a second. Okay. The fastest firing light machine or submachine gun in the world shoots 25 rounds a second. So, guys, if you're going to be a gun nut and if you're going to play airsoft, you should probably know something about firearms. Okay.
I'll tell you what. You could tell people are putting money to those builds, man, because they were ripping.
Yes.
And I was like, whoa. I was like,
so we did rates of fire check. We did chrono checks. There was a couple of guys shooting like 33 rounds a second. Hey, dude, knock it off. Yeah. Thomas Penland, research the P90, brother. It does not shoot as fast as you think it does. The Mac 10, the 380 version of the Mac 10 was still like 22 rounds a second. So for all of us, pour one out for 1980s action movies. But yeah, when guys go, what's your rate of fire? Go look up the real weapon. It is Milsim. So, but all right, guys. Hey, I'm glad you guys came to the event. Joker, I was kind of pissed you just bailed on me, but I understand why.
Dude,
I understand why.
Yeah, I tried to find you. I actually had my GoPro in my hand. I was like, hey, man, you might want to address this because it's what I'm really upset about this because I almost came to blows with the guy. And that was the extreme cheater video, by the way.
No worries. I know you can't stick around for it, but I'm getting ready to chastise him, so feel free to watch it later. I'll make sure to take care of that.
He's gonna get out the ball gag and the paddle.
Hey, Virchew, paratrooper just said you need to put 2 white A's in your mohawk and some blue. Just passing that along from a friend of mine. Another. What were you? What was it? You a Panther, a Falcon? What were you? What brigade?
Oh God.
Or a Devil? Oh,
2nd and 319th. I think no, we weren't Devils. It was something stupid. I can't even remember at this point. I never paid attention to the damn division mascot. It changed 3 times while I was in.
brigades. So, anyways, we'll talk later. Hey, Bone Crusher is going to be way different from Bonestrike. The city is working with us. They're going to give us access to a giant piece of property. That's going to be. Let's give you an idea. The prison is just the lower right corner of the AO.
And Sal, everything I'm going to talk about here is only going to be about the players, man. It's not about the event. You know, I'm coming back out. I'll be back out to this event.
And then we'll have vehicles. We'll have aviation. So we're going full hog on Bone Crusher. Sorry.
Yay!
But all right, guys. I'll check y'all later.
Take care of yourself, bud.
Be good.
So first, I want to thank all of my. Go ahead. No.
Hey,
I've been quiet. I'll be quiet longer.
This is where I got done dirty.
I'm having a better time now.
All right, that's always a good thing.
I was not having a good time down in the tunnels.
No, you weren't.
Oh, motherfucker! No!
He dropped the dud. Made it sound like it was a grenade, so I just hauled ass.
I wasn't staying put.
All right, Papa.
No. I want to thank all my zealots from the Church of DEO who have been preaching my words in the chat. Everything from.
So I don't want to get yelled at 20 times. Can I show all the video and then you yell at me all at once, one at a time, or all at once instead of one at a time?
Sure. You can do whatever you want. It's your show.
But go ahead and congratulate your guys.
No. I appreciate everything that these are my guys that hear me talk, and it actually sinks in, and it affects their gameplay and improves their gameplay. They don't complain when they get shot. They just know that you don't want to get shot. Be a better player. That was said by Dave earlier. We got guys. Rattler's Rage is talking about how don't call someone else's hit. Integrity belongs to the individual. Allow them to worry about themselves. You worry about yourself. These are all the things that we need to talk about. But I'll let you go ahead and show all the video, and we'll get to that here in a minute.
God damn it, Sal! That's gonna bug me now. No,
What
dude,
was my
seriously?
division mascot?
No, it's a 2nd Brigade. I can't remember to save my life. I was literally like an office clerk.
I'm hit.
Sorry, I did not mean for it to play. That's one downside. This is a new feature, by the way.
Yeah,
that we're playing with.
I was like, I feel like shit because I was literally like an office worker, soldier. I showed up, did my job, went home. I never went to like any of the events.
Oh,
I hated most of the guys in my unit. Like I didn't.
Shit.
Let me explain. I was in during the transition between good old boys and the modern army. So like I was referred to as the black one so many times. I just stopped showing up.
Sorry, that's not
wrong.
funny. That's not
the
funny.
way you said it was.
It's a little funny, actually.
Yeah, no, it's fine. On the upside, I got out of a lot of details because nobody could remember my name.
So to understand,
later.
yeah. So to understand why Dougie, you're absolutely right. It cost us points. That was not the first instance, though, of the same group of guys. This is the same group of guys of the video I'm about to play right now, and this is where it started.
I'm hit. I'm hit.
So, the guy that's standing in the corner, right there, is signifying that
I'm
he got
dead.
hit.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I'm gonna.
¿Qué pasó? You're dead, right, buddy?
Hey.
Bro, yeah, I'm dead. Oh, shit.
He then goes immediately starts playing without being medicked.
Wait, you shot him.
So he immediately started playing after he called hit without being medicked and gone up. So that was like the first instance where we're like, that's kind of fucked up. So we're standing in that little area, in the stairwell, waiting to do our bleed outs because all of us are. I'm dead. There's nothing else I can do. And then 3 minutes later, this happens.
We need a better.
Fuck me.
I think all numbers dead. Yeah, most of you guys are dead. Dead.
That's 10 feet.
Yeah, I think you're dead.
We're all dead?
Yeah.
Everybody's on the stairs is dead.
That's the door. I was like,
Fuck, I'm dead.
We all
All right,
died.
guys, we're gonna go out there so that you guys can fight.
what's the fastest way down?
Down here.
They should correct us.
Green.
Hey, Dad coming out.
Them coming out. They're coming out.
Hand down there for a little fry.
Hey, yo, how'd you guys survive that? That's a grenade, bro. You guys should be dead. All right. Hey,
I really wanted to point something out there. One guy had his deadlight on, the other two guys did not. So the other two guys didn't do it, and it's like, hey, how'd you guys not survive that? It then escalated from there because that same group was the one that stairwell, you go down and you're right outside, and then that's when we came back immediately, like within 5 minutes, and we encountered them again, not calling grenade hits. So there was that. So that's why it started to build and start to be bad.
See, Joker, what you don't understand is that the death happened off screen, so it doesn't count.
It wasn't that long of a walk to our CP. It literally took us 5 minutes to get back and forth to the CP. It was pretty quick because we just went right out the tunnel takes us right out.
It's not
the
that
thing.
bad. I think if you were pretty deep in at the city at A.T.E, you might walk a little bit longer. It just depends on where you're at.
Oh, you'll definitely walk longer than that.
I didn't ever complain about that. Sometimes though, it sucked. Returning from the middle, where I ended up several times trying to get back to my AA, as they called it. Sometimes that trying to cut through the shortcut through the tunnel that's the fastest way. No, not happening. It's just so congested. So sometimes it took longer if I had to go around. So.
But it's Jesus
That's
Christ.
the wrong ones. Hang on.
That's what I was supposed to do today too. Oh crap. So, I guess let's talk about those three because the next ones go from there. So, let me have it, Papa.
No. Oh, sorry. We've talked about this before, but I'm going to say it anyway, especially since I got the event coming up, and I want anybody that's paying attention right now to hear it, because it's going to be reiterated about 1,000 times between now and the middle of the day Saturday. If you practice patience, if you practice understanding, if you practice integrity, if you worry about yourself, then no one else has to worry about you. Then everybody's taken care of. Those guys in the hallway, fuck them. They don't want to call their hits. They don't call their hits. So what? They mess the game up. Don't go play the game with them. Eventually, there's nobody playing with them, or someone else who's responsible for fixing the situation will fix it. Okay? They get killed with a grenade. They get killed with a grenade. There's no reason to say anything about it. All that does is like somebody mentioned, cost you points. Why point out their mistakes? They're still going to do it. They don't give a shit, obviously. They obviously don't care. Why would you saying something make them care? It doesn't. All it does is upset you. It just pisses you off. Let them be ass clowns, as
Dark Horse.
Yeah. Let them be what they're going to be. Let them be their own people. Don't let them change your character.
So, it gets worse from there throughout the day. So, yes, I probably should have been
It's
a little
irrelevant.
bit more.
Hang on, I'm going to cut you off.
It's
irrelevant
no.
what they do. It is irrelevant what they do.
Okay, so it's irrelevant that they walked up the stairs and fall out of me point blank range while I was dead with my deadlight on, with my head up, my hands up on my head, in my with my
What
in
would
my
have
chest.
changed that? What you doing? What would have changed that?
There was nothing that I could. There was nothing that I could change doing that, but the fact that they came up the stairs
Mm-hmm.
with the intent to shoot all the players that were already dead,
Mm-hmm.
breaking the rule, and then and causing harm to me when I was clearly not a threat. With my, I'm standing there like this, leaning up against the wall. Deadlight is on. It's bright. It's not thing at all. My gun's hanging between my legs, and I'm like that. And the guy full autos me with his SMG, point blank range. An admin did come in, Donna, when I said what the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
what the we were even saying we're dead up here, and then the guy does it to all of us. Everybody else had a plate carrier on. He said wear a plate carrier. If I am dead, standing there with my hands above my head with a deadlight on, I shouldn't be shot like that at point blank range by an asshole coming up the stairs who knew we were dead. They threw the grenade at us. He could see me through the mesh as he's coming up the stairs. I'm
Maybe they
standing
thought you were going to fire hits like they don't. But I'm going to say something, and you're not going to like it. In that statement right there, you're telling me that you were wrong, though. Why were you standing up?
Because we could not. If we would have sat down inside the stairwell,
Mm-hmm.
there was no place for anybody to move. Those stairwells were extremely tight.
Okay.
I understand. And a grenade just happened. I mean, I put my dead rag on. I put my hand above my head because that guy was coming up. I was getting out of the way for the player to be able to continue play. When he did that, that was the most. If I shot him while he was coming up and he didn't call it, that's a different story. What the hell happened?
All right, I'm going to partially disagree with Papa on this for a second. And I know people are going to give me crap because, it is Papa. I've always felt that it's not that you responded to the occurrence, it's how you responded to the occurrence. Personally, with me, shit like that happens all the time. Like, I've been full autoed after being dead before, and I looked at the guy and I said, "I'm so sorry about your penis." And I carried on about my day. I went and told the ref what happened, and I kept walking. Like, literally, like the guys with the grenades. I have been on the receiving end of this where a grenade went off behind me and I didn't feel it, didn't notice it. Personally, I would rather have somebody go, "Hey, man, did you know that grenade hit you?" And I'd be like, "Oh, shit, sorry," and I walk away. Versus going, "Sorry."
Let me address some of the questions that are coming in when you get a chance. Go ahead.
Versus, like, in the incidents of that guy, even his buddy went, "Hey, man, that grenade just went off," and he kept going. That mentality on his part is completely fucked up. But when you guys got heated and escalated after he decided to say "screw you," that's where I draw the line. Like, my first response is, "Hey, man, that grenade killed you." And if he was like, "No, it didn't," I'd be like, "All right, find an admin."
That's what I did. If you heard me say, before I even turned around, I said admin. I was like, "Oh, Lucky." I could play the rest of the video. You'll actually hear me go up to Lucky and say, the shock of that was more of an excited utterance, right? Of, "Yo, how can you not call that?" But when the guy shot me in the chest, I was saying we're dead up here, and then the guy's response was, "I want to make sure you were dead." I was like, "My light's on." Go ahead. Yeah, Ron.
Again, and that's your response. And me, and not being you, I would have went, "Oh yeah, zombies, man, you got to look out for those," and I would have taken it to an admin. Like, they are not worth me ruining my day for it.
Yeah, and I get that, but at that point, there's like a combination of it's a stacking thing that goes up where the frustration level was there. So I was sent back by the admin. The admin said, "Go ahead and go respawn." I said, "I'm coming right back," and I did. Moondog's sitting in the lobby because we did say we're gonna talk about Bad Blood later on tonight. That's what I said. One of the things I forgot to put on there. So let's go ahead and bring him in. For those of you who don't know, this is Moondog. He runs Bad Blood. We are still talking about Bonestrike, and I'm going to get chastised for my comments and behavior because I was,
He's got to come in here with the professional setup and everything. Jeez,
I know, right? Look at that. So
can I put my 2 cents in on what you guys were just talking about, or do we have to move on?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Now, I'm kind of I'm split on what happened, but to go to two phases. One, I have two things to say. One, if you follow the rules to a T, you're supposed to go to a knee right after you get hit, as you're saying, dead man. I'm hit. But I understand that even if you go to a knee or lay down right away, some people keep saying, well, I still get lit up when that happens. So my second part is maybe we should add, or a suggestion to anybody, a rule in that no one that's alive is allowed to kneel near dead people or bleeding out people, excuse me, okay, unless they're medics. What I see this happening is that if people are coming upstairs and they see a bunch of people, they know some are dead and they're on their knees, I don't know, is that a way to fix it? They're not allowed to shoot those people? Do you think that'll fix it or no?
No, because you're limiting the living player's mobility.
Well, there's a meat shield here. You're not allowed to squat down behind them anyway.
So in almost every event, whether it's open gameplay field or Milsim, you're allowed to shift 5 feet in a direction to get out of active firefight. You should be down low, even laying down if possible. But if it's still part of the active firefight, you're allowed to shift just to move out of the active firefight. You should be staying low, making sure that everything you have is shown. You're still going to get shot. It's still going to happen. Now, if you're being full autoed in the chest from 3 feet away, that guy is absolutely 1,000% wrong. Do tempers flare when that happens? Sure. Will tempers flare less if you learn to control it? If your first reaction is no longer to say something. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to address a couple of comments that came up and also address what you said. I don't get bitch and complain too much when I'm in the line of fire and I'm getting shot up and I'm sitting there, or even if I'm standing, because, especially later on in some events, I might not have the ability to get up if I sit down. Just saying. Or get behind Pop Hazel enough. That's great.
There you go. As long as you're beneath me, you're kneeling.
I want to make it crystal clear. These guys could see clearly. I was standing, and I literally had my hands above my head like this. When they were coming up, they can see my deadlight on. This guy intentionally shot us. His excuse was because other green players were shooting people with their deadlights on. We're saying we're dead. I'm standing there like that. The reaction, when I was heated for it, absolutely. I felt the guy shot me intentionally. So, of course, what happens when I came back to him? He was in that same stairwell. The door was open. There was a crack that showed his butt crack and everything else in his lower back. And I kept firing until he put his hand up and said, I'm hit. And then I said, I just want to make sure you're dead as a counterpoint to it. Yeah, right back to him, because
there's a lot to be said. Can we take this maybe as a learning experience? If you know that you're in a restricted pathway, because if you get down, nobody can move through, maybe you could take it upon yourselves to move out of that zone, but still take your 5 minutes someplace else. Is that a possible cure?
That, I think that is, and stairwells, that should be 100% what happens. And if you noticed, when I played that other clip where the grenade went off down there, I said, we're going to move downstairs because we're also dead. And we just got the hell out of the way so that way they could continue to play.
The best way I've ever seen this addressed in live play was at an event in Colorado, and I've never seen it done in another event. And they had a rule that if everybody in the room is dead, like if they throw a grenade and they kill us all, we all went, room's dead. It relies on the honor system, but what happened was those other players then stopped chucking grenades. They stopped spraying into the room. They moved on. And once a room was declared dead, all the dead players got up and got the hell out.
That makes sense for rooms.
That makes perfect sense. And we were trying to say that too, and they still threw grenades at us.
Yeah, but it wasn't when it's not a rule, like.
So there's another one that then happened. This is happened like a little bit later on in the I think it was the beginning of the halfway through the second Evo. This is going to be. Let me try doing it as a screen share. I hope the quality comes through. All right, cancel. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, Moondog, when's this album dropping, man?
I'm having to be spitting some rhymes.
Sorry to bring you in like this, Moondog. All right, let's see if this one plays okay. If it doesn't, I will do it the other way because it looks. I just don't know which one's the better quality. Can you guys hear it okay, or do I need to turn up the volume?
Two waves. We're kind of one wave.
I have a few gun questions for you. It's legal for bad blood.
All
We'll
right.
talk about bad blood in a second.
Yeah, in a bit. So what are we seeing in this footage? I'm seeing a lot of hits on the door.
Okay. Okay, so this is the longer one. I guess I could pull it back. You can sort of see the guy that's in there. This guy started yelling at me saying I didn't call him.
You shot at the fence, dude. I got it all on camera.
And what's happening right here is that these same guys are all coming through. They're taking hits, and then they start to try to pull these guys back. I don't know why that they're going through the open door that their buddy's getting shot and they just stand there. It's weird. Actually, this one's going to take too long. Let me go to... There we go. No medics. This is the one I really wanted to show.
That's bullshit.
See how they're...
So, I'm just going to say I got it all on camera.
Did you hear what I said?
That's it.
I was going to say I got it all on camera.
That's bullshit.
Here's why it's a problem. So that guy's clearly hit. He just pulled his buddy over behind the medic, right?
That's bullshit.
So he's clearly dead. Took 3 shots to do it, but he's down. So this guy right here with the flashlight is the guy that just got pulled over to be medicked, right? They have to put a tourniquet on. He doesn't have a tourniquet on that arm. And he doesn't have a tourniquet on that arm. This guy could not have medicked him because I shot him just after he pulled him over. The other 3 were down on the bottom part of the stairs. How could he have possibly been medicked? In addition to that, this guy was intentionally standing up so his buddy could hide behind him, which is against TCA rules.
That buddy behind him has a dead rag showing. Back it up 1 click, or forward 1 click. No, back the other way. I see red.
Oh.
I see red. See the red?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yep. I see red. People always remind me about that because sometimes I don't stuff it all the way back in. If you see red, you're not supposed to shoot them. So yeah, there's some questionable stuff there.
So this was a big thing because of the tourniquet rule and all that. There's no chance that this guy could have possibly been healed. Yeah. And that's why I said the only thing I got to say, it's all on camera. Because I tried to manage calling them effing cheaters and everything else. So
you stayed calm.
And that's
props to you, man. You stayed calm.
Sort of. I'll be honest, sort of.
Again, and that's what I was talking about earlier with like responses. Like, there's a way to be passive aggressive and less aggressive and still convey the point that they're a dick.
Yeah.
For instance, I would have been like, enjoy the game, man, and just kept going.
And this one was the final straw. This is the last one of the final straw. Then we can move away from all this because it's all, like I said, all one group. Oh shit! I hit the wrong button. There we go. Actually, let me go ahead and
Is
expand
it,
this
is
to
it time?
maximize.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, man.
I know it always sounds like I'm drunk whenever I don't
Yeah, it
put
is.
that portion out. I'll point out the guy out in the middle was a good guy. He called his 2 shots really quick.
Yeah, he got hit right away. Yeah, that guy did.
Well,
I saw you right in your fucking face.
I shot you 3 times, man.
You shot me once.
I shot you 3 times in your plate carrier, but that's okay because I got it on camera. I'm dead, guys. I'm dead.
so at this point, like the camera actually ended, the battery died, right? And what he turned around was there's the group that was there. One of the guys actually knew me. He goes, "Joker, are you okay?" And I said, "No, I am not okay." And he goes, "Were you?" And then he heard the 3 beeps, and he goes, the guy goes, "Fuck." He said, he goes, "Joker, were you recording?" I said, "Yes." He goes, he actually turned to the guy and goes, "That's Joker from Players Wanted. You fucked up." Just like that, because I caught it on camera. And he goes, "Fuck you and your camera." And I said, "Fuck you, you fucking asshole." Yeah, you know, because he's still like bitching up a storm that he got shot. He's actually one of the first guys that came through the door that I shot at the very beginning of the video that he didn't call his hit. He's also one of the same ones that was inside that stairwell that got taken out as well. Mind you, I'm the only guy left in this area against 20 dudes. I love these last final battles. They're awesome. I wasn't pissed off if I was being taken out legitimately, but I did shoot the guy twice before he hit me. I got hit in the neck, and I called my hit. I have no issues with that. His shot hurt, but he had to bitch and complain. At that point, he goes, "Do you want to go right now?" And I honestly contemplated going. It was like the first time that I ever felt like almost compelled to violence. And I went out, and that's when Dougie stepped in. I was talking with the guys out there. They're like, Dougie's like, "Why don't we go to the parking lot?" Because the guy was mean mugging me and everything else. So I then realized I'm no longer in this mindset to play at this sport right now at this event. I'm leaving.
And again, that's your anger management style, and like, I love you, man, but you escalate things sometimes that don't need to be escalated. Like, you could have literally, perfect example, when he said "fuck you" in your camera, I'd be like, "Hey, dude, you do what you want. I don't kink shame," and I had to continue with my fucking game.
Yeah.
Again, as always, I refuse to let other people ruin my fun.
I have to 100% agree with Virchew on that. I was going to ask, and Virchew phrased it better. You know, what if you had not responded? Where would you? How would you have felt? What would you have done if you hadn't said anything back at any time from what we just watched in that video? You know that. How would you have felt? Would it have bothered you more, or maybe he wouldn't have said "fuck you" or anything else? Maybe it would have never gone anywhere else.
You're right. And if that was just the only instance, I could totally agree. But it being a compaction of all day long, all the stuff that's there with this same group, because if you hold on,
why do you have the exception?
Why do I have the exception? Is because look, if I go up and call you short once, how are you going to react? If I rag on you all day long, calling you short over and over and over again, you eventually lose your temper, and that's what happens. Everybody has a breaking point eventually, and when we're dealing with a sport that pain is involved, which I accept a certain level of pain, I expect a certain level of stuff that's going down, but at the end of an entire of an entire 2 evos of this happening, and it was just the final. It was like the final straw. I mean, the buddy that that full autoed me is actually, I'm pretty sure it's this guy that's standing right here. He's the one that did the full auto to my chest. This is that same group. It's not like I was taking my frustration out on somebody new or somebody different. It was literally, this happened to me as this stuff was going, and it's like a certain level of stuff there. So I took myself out of the equation at that point. I refused to play anymore, and I went home to my family.
No, the stuff with your son aside, going home, I get. But the moment you leave the game because of somebody else, they won.
Yep.
And the problem, and I get that, and you're right, it's a shitty situation that happened, because I've only left 3 games early in 3 years. That's it. Only 3 with that I was upset about. I mean, I had to leave a couple of games early because of something else going on, like my grandson being born. By the way, big announcement. I'm going to be a grandfather times 2 now. My daughter told me that she's pregnant again.
Oh, God, they're printing
No,
more of
and
these.
I said,
So it's that team that was, and it wasn't just me that they were having. And I think the reason why they kept moving around to different aspects of the field is that they weren't following me. I know that, but it's because they were having problems everywhere they went. So understand that everybody has their breaking points. Oh my God, the doors, leave them alone. So, yeah, I take the chastising, but understand where the mentality goes down. So,
Lone Husky's on. Hi, Lone Husky.
Hey, kids.
hello, Lone Husky.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from on it. It's just that I've always felt like, especially with guys like that, if I'm just sarcastic and I leave him alone, he is literally angry about it for the entire rest of the day, and I win. Because he's off his game now. Because he didn't piss me off.
And there's so much more that's just not on camera. I cannot express that
dude,
enough.
Trust me, the internet backs you up on this. Just, and that's the beauty of the age we live in now. It's not just your word against these guys. There's now the internet. You will live on for infamy if you're an asshole.
Yeah. So, with that all being said, here, all right, two more short videos. These ones are not me, though. They're not me.
And one more thing.
These are not me, though. These you cannot yell at me for.
There's more.
That's the same
Let me
video.
stop sharing this until... I know, I gotta... Hold on. I gotta go to my... I didn't put them in the proper folder yet. They're still in my downloads.
The worst one I saw personally was a dude who stood in the open while I was in cover, exchanged rounds with me during the night phase. Wow. Dude, night games are like a double edge for me. I love night games and I hate them at the same time. Especially because I have a night vision scope and I clearly see me hitting a guy.
So this was Gabe's video.
You're dead, guys, you're dead, right here. 10 feet, you're dead, and you're dead. Come on, play the game. It's right here, 10 feet. That's not hard cover, you can see it.
All right, so...
Well, now you're dead.
Wait, so here we go. Grenade. So he throws an impact grenade up. Explodes.
You're dead, guys, you're dead, right here. 10 feet, you're dead, and you're dead. Come on, play the game. It's right here, 10 feet. That's not hard cover, you can see it. Well, now you're dead. Medic.
So that's one. And this is the tunnel there.
Get it? Here's a grenade. You guys are all dead. You're dead. Right here. You're dead, and you're dead. Right here. Grenade. You're all dead. Come on.
Again, man, if the death happens off screen, it doesn't count.
that was Gabe yelling that?
That was, Gabe from MK Airsoft.
Now, were those sonic grenades, or I mean, how did How did
So,
those
and
things go out?
sound grenades, the rules in there, sound grenades is a 10-foot kill radius. It's an impact grenade, 10-foot kill radius. If you get hit now, if you're outside the 10-foot radius, but you get hit by frags like from the grenade, those still count too. So if you get hit with shrapnel, you're dead. Those guys got hit at 10 feet, within 10 feet.
Oh
with
yeah,
the sound
yeah,
grenade.
we can see that.
Yeah. So it's like, so it's one of those things of it's and what happens is it's what happens at Miami Airsoft. The shit builds when as soon as there's that compaction every single time that somebody doesn't play right, they didn't do anything. For those of you who don't know, Jay was really good at killing his own guys. Syndicate 1. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go. So in closing, the AO is awesome. TCA is definitely going to put on a good event the next time that we go back there. Hopefully that the guys that got put on blast, if we're not calling their hits and everything else, will end up calling their hits in the future and maybe learn a lesson for the fact that, especially when you see somebody with a camera on their head, maybe you shouldn't be a dick because they might put you on blast. And yes, I'm going to put all these videos up separately because I am that mad at them. It still amps me up for the stuff that happened. I think the reason why I'm so upset is because I love TCA games so much. I have so much fun there that when we have instances like this, or when I go home early and I have a miserable experience, I am now mad at those players for ruining my experience. And yeah, what are your final thoughts on the event there, Ron? Since you were there playing against me.
Final thoughts is that it was a constant battle, no matter where you went. The terrain had just, it was all over the map. It was crazy how the terrain changed constantly. There were some choke points and some bad points that, TCA took it upon themselves to make sure they were videoing all these areas. They're not perfect on a new AO. Nobody is. And I'm sure they took precautions and they didn't put a capture point or anything inside the tunnel. They knew ahead of time. And I'm sure they learned some stuff from this, but the event as a whole, yeah, it was a great event. The people were great. I'm sorry about you can't do anything about the bad apples. I can't wait for the next one because the way they're talking it up, it's going to be an epic experience. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Chris, I will agree with you 100% that with Eve being on green side, there was an advantage there. So I do agree with that statement. Eve should have been inside of building 20 that people had to fight into to get. At least put it right inside that building, and it would have been a lot better off. But it didn't happen that way, and I agree with you there. Although you guys did score points on it. You guys did get it a couple times.
Not a lot. We did at the beginning of the fifth phase or whatever on Sunday, I think it was.
Fourth. No, you guys had it. You guys got it. Well, all right. So there was a couple.
There was no fourth phase. Really it went from 3 to 5. There was an editing error there.
There was 2 instances where you guys pushed us out of the tunnels and started going down towards pretty much building 30. They moved out, but they never went down to Eve in the first Evo. They never went to the objective. They never took the objective. They never looked for it. They just they funneled out those tunnels and they went down the line, but they never actually went to it. The second Evo they did, they scored some points, but then we were able to take it back. So. Well, don't jump just because you're winning, because one side wins over the other. Because I could tell you for the next event, more likely that Western might pick up a few pointers and they might take us out. So my final thoughts are the players, the AO is awesome. TCA puts on great events. I'm going to go again. I just hope I don't see those players there again, or if the players do go there, that they learn their lesson and they actually play better. I'm literally getting about Bone Crusher. Same here. And I do want to thank Dougie immensely for saying, let's go to the parking lot. All right. With that being said, thank you, Moondog, for showing up.
Oh, no worries.
I totally had space because of what happened over the weekend about bringing you on for this week. But let's talk a little bit about this. Pop, I'm pushing you back a little bit.
You can push me off. I got to go get some dinner. It was great hanging with you guys. Can't wait. Looking forward to the next time. And everybody, thanks for joining. And Mark, again, thank you. We'll talk soon.
See you this weekend.
Thank you. See you this weekend, brother.
Yes, sir.
we won't see this weekend is going to be Virchew. But
Yeah.
so one of my favorite events has finally announced its date. I'll make this trip every single time because it's a different style event with the way things are going, and of course we're talking about Bad Blood 2022. So Moondog from Moondog Industries is here. So I watch all the planning stuff that goes on for it. For those of you who don't know Bad Blood, it's a different take. It's 4 armies on one gigantic map. We're all trying to get Ebola samples, which are stamps, and go around collecting these stamps across the field. The firefights are immense, and this happens all day Saturday. And then Sunday is a Dead Blood game where it's a zombie game, which it looks like you go home like you're covered in measles. So it's also a charity game.
Yes.
So, Moondog, why don't you tell us a little bit about Bad Blood?
Well, Bad Blood is a event I've been putting on for, over 10 years now. And originally started as a fundraiser for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and is now as a charity event for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, the JDRF. So half of the proceeds go to the charity. And the reason I picked those two at the time was my wife is both a leukemia survivor and has diabetes as a result of the chemo that she went through to fight her cancer when she was a teenager. Anyway, it's been a labor of love. We started, I think, the first game back in 2009 had 75 players, and now, pre-COVID, we were at about 1,000 players. Just a little over 1,000 players.
Oh yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah.
fantastic.
And I have to thank evic.com because they've been a supporter of the game since the very start. And when they asked if they could make it a big event for them as well, this was, I think, about 7 years ago. And, longer now. I keep on forgetting the COVID time. We've lost 2 years. So yeah, well over 10 years ago, it went from 150 players to 300 players to 7, 8, and it just kept on growing. So, as Joker had said, with the game's a little different, and it's scalable, and so it was great that we could get to this larger. It's a beautiful field, by the way, and if you guys have never been up to EMR, and it is a bit of a haul, and for Joker especially, since you're coming from Florida. It's up in the northernmost part of Pennsylvania, right at the New York border, but it is an immense outdoor field. I believe it was at one point maybe a Boy Scout camp, or at least it feels like big enough to be a Boy Scout camp, and it has
really
cabins.
That's what you're gonna play.
What was that? I didn't catch that.
Oh God, it's one of my most favorite clips that I like sharing. That was the peak Virchew. I'll share it as soon as you're done talking about this.
Okay.
Dog. It's one of my most favorite moments of Bad Blood to date.
So the game, as I set it out to be, was I wanted to really give each of the players in each of the teams an opportunity to experience the entire field. Because oftentimes, if we are at a game, and even if it's a very huge field, you're in usually one of two armies, so you really only experience one side of the field. Even though if you, for whatever reason, oftentimes you're just relegated to one corner of the field, you're defending a structure or somewhere, and that's your entire experience of the game is one little section of that great field, and you're like, oh, I wish I could have tried attacking that castle or that building or that canyon or whatever. I wanted to develop a game where you're really encouraged to go to all parts of the field and fight from different positions, both as attackers and defenders. So that's why I created this game with. At one point, I think we had 6 different teams, and it just got to be a little unmanageable. So we're down to 4 based on camo, and all the teams are fighting against each other. Oh, and then there is a 5th team. There is the sort of home team, the tribals, and they're against everybody. They're just defending the stamps. So it's really a game where you're nonstop firefights throughout the entire day. all 5 hours of it. So it is an intense experience unto itself, but it is intended to be sort of an intro to Milsim for most folks, and that impetus came from Evic because he wanted it to be more of a let's get younger players or less experienced players who've never gone to a big game sort of get their feet wet without too many heavy rules. And concerning the rules, Mark and Virchew, you're gonna hopefully be on the call tomorrow. We're going to go over the player packet that for this year and just tweak some of the rules as needed.
Nice. I cannot. I've been. What's the best way to blessed to be part of this? From the time that I got brought, from the time I got in, I really hated the fact that we lost 2020s. And we had to go to 2022s, and I mean, there's some things that I made the suggestion on was just give Tan back that position 1. That way there's no conflicts, because what's going to happen with Marxist. Marxist is not even going to be at their spawn. They're just going to be all over the field. So that was like one of my things. But on a whole, when it comes down to this, and the other thing is make sure that all CEOs stay on the field so I can collect all my stamps.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you very
yeah.
much.
Whiskey. Yikes.
So, well, Moondog, you got to see this, because this is like one of my favorite moments of Bad Blood.
Yeah.
I will show it every single time. I don't think you've seen this video yet. And you can already see that Virchew's hiding.
Listen, I can drink 151 straight, I can drink this. I'm a man of wow.
Oh, I have seen this one.
Really? Every time you see his look, he's like, what?
Did I just shoot you right there?
All right, I'll stop. Okay,
You want to explain what happened there
Virchew.
for everybody?
So what had happened was I had walked my happy ass up. I waited for them to respawn. When they respawned, I just sat down. I was out of breath. I mean, that wasn't I did act a little bit more, but I just sat down. I didn't have a dead rag out. My hand wasn't up. I just sat down on the wall, watched all these people spawn. Now, one of the guys went up and knifed Rooster because they knew Rooster was going to go kill Sin. But then I walked up behind him and knifed him, and nobody did anything. And I just walked straight forward, and I was like, bink, barrel in the gut, you're dead. And then I was able to kill everybody. Just keep shooting until finally somebody said, no. And they shot me. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm killing everybody. And Sid's response is every time, really? Really?
Because they looked at him. They're staring at him, shooting everyone.
I thought at any point in time, I'm going to die. And it's like, I just kept going. I was like, all right.
The two things that were to his advantage on that maneuver were that Rooster previously had come over because their embed sent him over. Because there was a point where we realized both noodles were literally less than 5 feet away from each other. And neither team could actually spawn because it just became a constant firefight. So I sent my embed over. It's like, can we negotiate that they will go this way and we'll go this way? And I told my guys, stop shooting Tan. They're going away. They went away, and then Rooster comes back, and he was acting like he needed to tell me something again. Because at the time, he didn't even have a rifle in his hand. He just had a pistol in his holster. And then Joker takes advantage of this and just kind of moseys through everybody.
No. Rooster got knifed.
Oh, no, I saw him get after the fact.
He had my rifle on him. He had the black rose on him.
No, he had it sitting against the tree next to him. If you go back to the video, he doesn't actually have it in his hand.
No, he's got it slung in front of his chest. He's got it on a sling. It was like right there. So it was like the best moment. Now, one thing I will say for the rules when it comes to collecting those stamps, if I for instance with Virchew, it's like I was like, I'm trying to give him the stamps and he's taking a while opening it up. I should still be able to get the stamp if I made that kill.
Oh, I just still give it to you.
I'm just saying in the rule set, would be a suggestion that I would have for it. If somebody makes that thing, goes up and kills the CO, and they're standing there long enough to provide them the thing to get the stamp, even if they've been killed, they should still probably get the stamp. That's just me.
What do you mean if they got this? if they've already been killed, they can get the stamp, or are you saying that as long as they can get the stamp in their hand, or the card to them, that should count as a even if they get killed immediately thereafter?
Well, like when I handed him the thing, he goes down on one knee.
Yeah, it takes a minute to get the stamp out of the fanny pack. Because you have to put down your gear, you have to get the fanny pack open, and they're just standing there like a target.
If you're standing right next to the CO after you killed them, and then you get killed when you're standing right there, because if somebody just takes their sweet old time getting that out, you're really exposed. So I would say if you're within 10 feet, I would say they should be able to get the stamp.
As long as you get the stamp. I mean, the way the rules are, and just from a practical standpoint, as long as you get the stamp on your card, even if you get killed immediately thereafter. I know from a realism standpoint, if you die with a sample, that sample should be technically lost. But that's just a weird aspect of the game mechanic there. Mm-hmm. One quick question, and I'm kind of because I'm starting to, I was kind of fuzzy in my remembrance. Did we have the blue fanny packs last year? Okay, good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't have one of those things on me, so I didn't care. I was too busy collecting my samples.
well, those are supposed to have the blue fanny packs.
Yeah,
I know.
Or whoever they hand it off to, if if the CO has to, go take a poop break or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was like the only I'll always make fun of Whiskey for that, because I went through all those black guys. Wait, hold on, let me rephrase.
Wow.
I went through all the
How many black
Way
guys
to go, Joe Rogan.
How many black guys did you go through? Hold up. I have a sound effect for this.
Whiskey was supposed to be there, and he wasn't there. I killed it had to have been 20 or 20
that
or
was
30
irresponsible of him.
faction.
But he's not going to be CO this year. Not that I have anything against Whiskey, but he's going to be busy, hopefully busy, selling stuff. So he's got the duties to one of his other boys.
Somebody else I could kill.
Yeah. Oh, Jay, yes, I am Pinoy. I think that was a question I just saw there on the screen.
Yeah. Did you see Yordi's comment to you there, Sin?
Yeah. So hold on, you got those pictures?
Yeah, somewhere. Hold on, I'll share.
So I'm not going to be able to make it down to Florida, North versus South. It's also the same reason why my thumb isn't a splint right now.
Oh.
I'm waiting on Joker. Was in a head-on collision yesterday, or day before yesterday. And this is currently my car.
Oh my!
It'll buff out. Oh wait, that's. And look, there's the date. Man, was that almost perfect? Look, June 25th, right? Is the date that we're looking for this?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
So that's pretty much set in stone unless something comes up with the field. Oh, and to Preacher's question, I'll have to get back to you about tagging. The field has final say on any pyro or that sort of thing.
Can I give an opinion?
Yeah.
No launchables there.
Aerials are a nightmare everywhere.
Yeah, against anti-personnel, and I know why Preacher wants it because he's got a new toy on his gun. But especially with like the castle and everything else, I mean, most people have a hard time calling regular grenade hits. You think they're going to call an aerial one?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, but there's also some other issues with some of the other grenades as well. The field manager. The general manager says he's going to hold off on coming to decision until after a couple of other airsoft games have been held over there. So a couple of those issues or those questions will have to be tabled until, well, probably a month out. So.
Yeah, I would say for launchables that's just my opinion. Anybody else can agree or disagree. It's actually a great discussion when it comes down to it. I always hate them as anti-personnel because the instinct is to aim right at your target with a lot of these guys, and it ultimately almost always ends up happening to where if you're using it for anti-personnel, they come dangerously close to hitting somebody.
Especially in
Greg,
the
would
head
you like
or
to-
the face. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not a good thing.
Greg, would you like to add anything on that subject?
On launchables?
Launchables for anti-personnel. No, there's no vehicles at Bad Blood.
I mean, we had rules for it at the old field, and we ended up stopping carrying them there. I mean, our field was small enough as it was. But, I mean, again, you know my feelings on this. You have to set rules. You can't to ban something because one person doesn't do it. You have to stay on top of them. You know, a tagging should never be held at any position other than 45 or above. You know, if you're down here somewhere, you're wrong. This or here is where you should be. Not here. There's no reason for it. If someone doesn't know how to shoot it, then it's on them. You ban them from using it. I mean, but then again, if Bad Blood has never had them before, why start now? Especially when there are no tag-ins left. You know, there's no tag-ins.
Actually, we have the new formula. It looks like it's been approved, and they're starting to test them out in the various fields and all that. Those what is it? The
I mean, I got a ton of buckshot that you know that would. Is there any reason those can't be used? You guys use those on the field, right? You use other types of grenades like shower grenades and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you don't allow 40 mics.
You know what?
I thought it was. I thought 40 mics were allowed, but master mics weren't.
Yeah. Let me just pull up the rule book from last year.
HVFD. We'll answer questions like that towards the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when I say 40 mic, that's the one I have. The one that does 120 in one shot. Is that what you're talking about?
Are they the straight line or are they the spread?
Oh yeah. No, that's straight line.
That's the master mic.
Okay, so then there's two different versions because mine does not say master mic. It says 40 mic on it.
Well, the 40 mic and master mic are the same. That one's smaller than the other. That's it.
Well, no, one shoots a spread, one shoots a straight stream.
The master mic shoots the straight stream.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the 40 mic shoots the straight stream. The first one that came out was the 40 mic, and that one shot.
Because that's what I have. I have two of those.
That's it. The master mic came out second, but I thought that shot a stream as well. I stopped carrying all that stuff because it was just all designed to hurt people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. There's no other reason to use, and I don't mean to bash a single company, but everything that Airsoft Innovations has is either designed to hurt someone or unintentionally designed to hurt someone. Because if you throw a Bang 22 or a Tornado or any one of those, they're made of, I don't know if it's from the heart of a dying star or whatever the weight that's used. If you catch somebody in the head, they're done. They're literally dead. Not figuratively, not bandaged. Dude, you're going to knock somebody out. So,
all right, yeah. So I looked it up. The master mic is a 10-foot diameter spread. The 40 mic is the one that's the straight line.
Right.
And I just looked up on the player packet. The 40 mics and the mini mics were prohibited last year.
Yes. No. I mean, what?
It's really great because I love telling my guys, no, you can't have that toy. Yeah, are the Flak 10s going to be banned?
Oh, you shut your mouth.
I was going to wait for the actual meeting to bring those up because, dear God.
Don't bring them up. It's like saying Candyman 3 times, all right? They'll show up.
Look, bash away, Papa. They made the Flak 10 so they can suck it. Do you know when the tickets are going to go on sale for this? For Bad Blood?
We're targeting for the beginning of March, but you know I think Evic's actually waiting for me to finish up the player packet, which I didn't want to do until I spoke to everybody tomorrow. So I'm gonna be able to wrap up stuff hopefully by this week, and however much time it takes for them to update their website. So hopefully soon.
Okay, awesome. And then of course the cool thing about for those of you who haven't been to EMR, they also have the bunkhouses
Yeah.
that you can rent out plus camping. And camping's like $20, right?
That I don't know. Who knows what the prices are this year on anything? So I won't put a number out because I don't know for sure.
Well, one thing I want to reach out to Tim for is to ask him if the battle bus is actually in Pennsylvania right now.
Is it?
It is. It's at
Okay.
the prison. That's at the prison event that I run at Crescent Prison through Central Penn Milsim. Sin is actually one of our CEOs there, and Papa is going to be my thorn on my side. So we brought it up there. They're a sponsor. Big House Produce is the sponsor of the battle bus, and they're going to get it painted the Fortnite blue color that we want it to be painted. So it's up there. So I'm going to ask Tim. It's like, hey, I know we can't drive it around the field. Can I just park it out there?
Ask away. I
honestly,
I
would
think
be
that would be cool.
hilarious. What would be hilarious if Tim lets us do it is there's that one road that goes from one end to the other to just have the bus going back and forth.
Isn't it the one that loops around?
Yeah.
As long as it's not wet, I can make some trips.
But
I have a feeling he's going to want. I'm pretty sure he's going to want it stationary, and that's fine as long as it's on the field. I could position it right in Tipman Town, and the tribals can have fun. Let's just put it that way. The tribals can have fun. The fiberglass definitely needs to be cleaned out of the bunkhouses. So I'm really. This is like one of the events I look forward to every single year. What I try to tell everybody about EMR is that they have almost 4 different types of woods ball to play. Is the best way to put it, because you have the pine rose, and right beside the pine rose you have the chest high of Vietnam grass, like how it was at 2019. All right, Papa would be disappearing into grass, but like I told him earlier, like the other day, he could be like a raptor. And we can just simply say, clever girl, because the only thing you see is the grass moving, and then it'll suddenly be beside you. Then you have like the other, like the maple woods. Then you have the ones that are down in the ravine. So there's multiple different aspects. It feels, everywhere you go on that field, it has a different feel to it. It's pretty awesome. So,
yeah.
I don't know how much time you have, but if you have anything else that you want to share with us,
I just want to make sure that everybody. Well, for tomorrow, and I hope I answered everybody's question that posted up. Let me see if I can scroll up, or if you kept a running tally there, Joker, on if there was any other questions. The whole live streaming stuff is still something I'm not up to speed with for tomorrow. So what I'm probably going to do is set up a Facebook. Or maybe on the event page, the temporary event page on Facebook. So if anybody wants to post questions, I'm going to have a Zoom discussion with the game COs, which won't be live, but at that time, if anybody posts a question on the Bad Blood Save the Date page, I'll post up on there when you can post your questions. We'll be able to see them live and answer them.
Okay. Yeah. If you need help with any of that, we could talk offline because I mean we've been through multiple things to do stuff just like this. And if you need to use like my Restream account to have the private one to bring everybody in, I think we have like 20 people in here at once, so we just don't have to broadcast it. But I'm really looking forward to it. When a date popped up, Sarah, my Amazon had called me today. She goes, "Oh yeah, 2 weeks in June, I'm unavailable." I was like, "Don't be the 25th. Don't be the 25th. Don't be the 25th." I opened up the calendar. I was like, "It's not the 25th."
Good.
Marxist has its pool noodle again.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, the pool noodles are the respawn flags for the game. So when everybody's referring to the noodles, they're the respawn areas or the respawn markers. All right. So, and just, I guess one other plug, if I'll be posting up, there isn't anything that's bannable in the comments that we have in our Zoom meeting. I mean, bannable from a YouTube standpoint. I'll post up the results of that meeting on one of my YouTube channels on Moondog R&D, so everyone can get some knowledge. Anyway, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Moondog. Thanks for coming on.
Thank
and now
you.
we get this. we're going to switch up to our next topic, which is talking about North versus South. So again,
we
Moondog, thank you very
gonna
much.
take a
June
break?
20th. I can throw a video up there for intermission if you want, but I want to thank Moondog. Everybody, remember, come out for Bad Blood 2022. It's at EMR Event Park, June 25th. Keep an eye out. I think the ticket's only $50 again, right, Moondog?
Yes, for
Yeah.
that's our plan. It'll end up being whatever Evic puts up. So, it is.
Hopefully they stick with the pricing, because that pricing is good for a lot of people.
Yeah. So that's my goal. Anyway.
So, Moondog, thank you very much for coming on, and let me know if I can help you out in the future, my friend.
All right, we'll do. Thanks, guys. See ya.
All right,
Take
bye-bye.
care, bud.
All right, so I think I have a video for. I don't have a video for intermission. Great.
Failed.
Actually, I could be a repeat of that. All right, so I can do it this way. 2 seconds, guys. No, I don't want to upload it. Stop uploading. We can always watch the video of Sin getting shot again. That's always great. Everybody loves that, don't they?
I think it's just you, man.
No, Garcia, you're not allowed to defect to the south. Papa already said no.
Oh yeah, but to answer your question earlier, Garcia, yeah, that happened to me Saturday. So yeah, I will not be making it down in time. I'm still waiting on the insurance company to do all the crap they have to do, and then I have to find a new car.
Okay, we can go ahead and do a 4-minute intermission. I will just knock us all out of here, and I'll put the one video up. I found it. It's the Tunnel of Doom. Dun dun dun. So, 4-minute intermission, guys. Come on, what the hell? Why is it? There we go.
Is that?
I got a grenade if we can get up there.
Gabe? Yeah. All right.
Just half of us have to, well, not half, at least 2 or 3 guys sit back.
What the fuck? There we go.
You get. Just kidding.
I should walk in front of him. My hair a little bit.
No way. You guys can hit him. Hey, you guys can get to that wall. I think there's a wall right there. Hey!
Fuck this. Coming through.
Hey, I'm going.
Wow, really, dude?
Yeah, he's not. Wow. You hit? Thank you. Now he's hit. Hey.
Here.
Bro, I'm not calling that. I'm dead. You're dead.
Here.
He's dead. It is. Take you to Cliff. Look, it's a cheater. Oh. Hey.
Oh, sorry, I thought it. Sorry, I thought it.
What fucking shit.
Here, give it to me.
And ball light on? Yeah, he does.
Turn your deadline off. It got knocked behind the door. Knock back a little bit.
How far down the hallway are they?
They're right inside that door, right on the other side of the, like. Come on.
I had him on clip too because I was trying to hear shit and then. Oh yeah.
Really, dude? Come on. So, he's on the other side of that door right there. That door. Oh, he's back there?
He's back right, isn't he? There's one back left too.
Oh, sorry.
You good, dude? Hey, do me a favor.
You can walk.
Go back this way and go like up to the top floor of the med bags up there. Watch it right now.
Come on, man. That's right in your backpack. No, he didn't. That was two guys shooting you right in your backpack, dude.
Watch it. Watch it, Brendan.
Again. Missed. They went on this side of the table.
Where was that? Was that right here?
That was outside.
Got me.
Hit. I'm dead. I'm dead.
And that was the other half of the Tunnel of Doom. So, okay.
Okay, indeed.
North vs. South 3. Dun dun dun. Let's try that better. North vs. South 3. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages. It is an exciting event that I'm looking forward to this weekend. Can't wait to get out there. Those look like real flash bangs. They do, but those are the AG4s or whatever from tagging. I guess I should go out to the truck and grab one of these things to see what it actually says on there.
Just don't set it off in your office.
You're getting a fucking 4-banger thrown at you. Let's try him.
You're mad at that? You've shown the video of you killing him like 97 times.
I know, it's great.
That one single reminder of the fact that you set a smoke grenade off in your office. Just saying. Let's. We're talking about it.
Sin, tell that story, bro. You know what the funny thing is? I do need to get like I need to put together inside of like the clips. Yes, ma'am.
It's too spicy.
Is it me?
Give it to the boy then. Hold on a second. So the wife comes home, right? And she makes this, and I go, I look real forlorn because she goes, "What's the matter?" And I said, "I only had a sandwich. I only had a salami sandwich because the sushi place was closed." And she goes, "Well, I got to feed the boy." I was like, "I fed the boy. He got a salami sandwich too. He's happy. He's content." She's like, "Okay." So then she goes, "Now I feel like to separate the section." She's busting my balls for the 4 minutes that the video was playing. My wife has an issue with spice. She just comes walking in. She's standing over here. I was like, "What's the problem?" She goes, "It's too spicy." I'll have to find a video, but I need to start putting in like I need to start putting together like common videos, funny videos of stuff that happens, so people can just go back through and I can pull them up quickly so we can make fun of each other. Wait, I think I found it. Oh, fuck.
All right.
There's a problem with it. Guess who's in the video?
Ha!
I have a solution. It's going to take me a minute, but I will. Huh?
Snapchat makes
Huh?
a focus for that.
Anyway, while you're doing that, Papa, tell us about North versus South.
Yeah, right. All right. So lots of news, lots of things coming up. North versus South, obviously this Saturday, February 26th. Things are heating up. You got still a lot of smack talk going on both sides. Numbers are increasing every single day, actually multiple times throughout the day. The North is still up by last check. I believe it was 4 players. South keeps saying that they got more coming, but the North keeps coming. Oh my goodness! I'm sorry. We sold during the stream. We sold 6 tickets so far. 6 tickets
Question.
sold. Yes, sir.
I got a question for Garcia. If you're on,
Did you really interrupt my flow.
Yes, it's important because I need the fuckbraxton.com image. I told you I got a solution for this, right?
Oh my!
Hey, A.T.E, did it have to be this second?
Yes.
The proper response was actually no, but okay. Thanks. We'll let the lull settle in now,
huh? Just had to ask that question. All right, so we sold 6 during the stream. That's awesome. That's just my selling power right there. Thank you, sir.
Oh, that's because of you? It's because people want to come to my event so that they don't have to deal with you calling people cheaters. So anyway,
I'm going to be there.
Yes, and nobody's going to be cheating. So, Papa annoyed. Funny you should say that, preacher. So, yeah, we have. Let's take a look. Let's take a quick look. Let's see. Cannot do it. So we've got lots and lots happening. I've been saying no to a lot of people about something, and actually, that no has turned into a yes. Grenades for sale at North versus South. We found her who we were able to pick up 100 EG67s. No, they're not tags, but they are no gauge. We do have 100 EG67s that will be available for sale. So we will have grenades. We will have, yes, sir.
Sorry, I thought I heard Jay Rodriguez getting an erection. Carry on.
But Jay Rodriguez is not going to be here.
So there are we will have that. The majority of the store is actually going to be down there. So there'll be guns, gear, grenades, everything you could want, all going to be for sale down there. BBs galore, everything you could possibly need. We're going to have it for sale down there. Also, On The Go Surplus is going to be there. So if you show up missing gear, go right on over to them. They've got every uniform you could possibly want. We're going to be taking care of that. Also, for those of you that were overly concerned about your food, Papa's Mobile Dead End Cafe will be serving food. We actually, since food trucks could either not stay in business or couldn't stay mobile and went brick and mortar, or just couldn't be bothered to respond, no food trucks came about. So we will be serving food. We're gonna have hot dogs, sausage, burgers, and pulled pork, all available, plus chips and all the other goodies. We will have all of that available for lunch. I'm thinking about bringing out some breakfast as well for you guys. We're going to go ahead and take care of that, though. We will be there. Gates will open at 1 p.m. on Friday to allow early entry. So you will be able to come in. You have early check-in. We'll do early chrono for you. You'll get a chance to walk the field some, get an idea of what's going on. And early check-in ends at 5. Early check-in ends at 5. Earliest you can check into your duplexes is at 5 p.m. Don't go too far, though, because at 6 p.m., 1800, we will be having the North versus South debate. The generals will be holding a debate as led by Toucan. You're going to want to be there for that because there's a lot of surprises involved. So, one What else? What else do we have? By the way, we do have a new vendor. We are new authorized reseller for Vulcan. It is official. That happened. Yeah, you should apologize for that. For being related to him for that packing job. It was horrendous. Yeah. So, where'd I leave off? North versus South. So, vehicle rules. Any questions on any of the rules anybody has? Any of the guns? Anything of that sort? Any questions? Please feel free to go ahead and ask them now.
Stop. I got something for you. The look he gives me. Come on, I know you're gonna look up that little side of the face right there. Little shot. Sorry. Couple things. Joker's meat will not be there this weekend. Unfortunately, I did not plan for that. I did not budget for that. I don't have the money in the budget to get me the brisket to bring over there. And I'm only coming Saturday, guys. I can't come Friday. I got Brainerd flying in. I got stuff to take care of, so I won't be there. Here's an important thing about.
I'm not frozen, by the way. I was just sitting there annoyed. Go ahead.
I know exactly what you're doing. That's why I was like laughing a bit. Here, I got just something just for you, Papa. You make actually some pretty cool stuff, and there was a lot of stuff that you're gonna that we were gonna get like a hold of, but then of course life and all that happened, and you know, so oh fuck, what the fuck?
What the hell? He just threw a grenade. Please God tell me. Please God tell me he threw a grenade. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Shut up, Greg. That's fucking funny. Sid's laughing his ass off. Sid can't contain himself.
Oh God. There was sparks.
There's the smile. There it is.
So little kids.
There's Papa's smile. Look at that smile.
What the bleep did I just see?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Shut up, Ella.
I'm crying.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm crying. It's so funny.
Sorry, the smoke alarm.
I'm gonna make that.
The smoke alarm killed me.
The funny thing is when the kid.
I do want to talk about something. We did have the road to North versus South this past weekend, and it was absolutely fantastic. Some folks weren't able to make it out apparently, you missed a good time, to be honest with you. We had some great training. What we did see is, we tried to emphasize it when we first, we had the whole crowd of everybody at the game day, and we offered regular gameplay, and then we said, over here is going to be some training, and then we'll get the gameplay also. And first game day, everybody went over to play the game, and we're like, why are they not? So at the next break, we asked everyone, hey, who is going, who plans on go, who hasn't been to Milsim, all that. We just forced everybody to come over so we could talk to them for a minute. When we did, we began to explain what to expect, what was actually going to happen at the Milsim, and it occurs to me that maybe I forgot before my first Milsim or whatever it might have been. But as we're explaining it, we're seeing eyes get wider and wider and wider. These people that were, these guys, we're explaining to them what they're going to expect. And immediately thereafter, they realized what the value of the training was going to be. So we had, helping to train, we had Grey Wolf from my team. We had Top from A.T.E Airsoft. He was there. Mo was helping out. We had, we were guiding everybody. I took all the guys that had guns that they weren't sure if they were zeroed or not. I had a line of like 12 different guys with guns who were, they weren't sure if their hop-up was set right. They were shooting the right way BB, how to actually know where your BB is supposed to be dropping off, all that. And we spent that time together. And immediately after all of that training happened and all of the tech and tune and all that kind of stuff happened, we put them back out on the field, let them play. And the result happened immediately. These guys were just, oh my God, like their gameplay instantly improved. And it was really a fantastic, and I have to say, I appreciate everybody. I got to throw a little extra out there for Top, who came down. Garcia drove, all the way down just to do that, just to come down and help train. And he did a fantastic job. The guys absolutely enjoyed it. There's no thinking about it. They absolutely 100% enjoyed it, and they got out of it more than we probably expected. And the point of all of it is that, guys, if you are just going out every game day and playing, and you're not taking the time to actually understand your guns, if you're not taking the time to sit on firing line and try 2 8s, 3 2s, 3 6s, whatever it might be, and adjust your hop up and shoot and actually zero it in. I don't have to use a scope, but zero it in and see, okay, well, with a 2 8, the BB goes 150 feet or however far, but it's not accurate every time. But with a 3-2, I'm seeing that and goes, if you can balance it all the way and you get that means every time you pop your head up and you look at something, you're going to know how far it is. You're going to know if your gun will hit it when you squeeze that trigger. When you have that, it does improve your gameplay. It also improves the good time you're having. So that's the thing to think about. You got 3 more days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 more days before I had to check before North Vrs South. In those 3 days, take some time. If you don't have the time, then come out on Friday if you can do it. Come out on Friday, come down to the field, and we'll put you on the fire line, and you can tune it in even then.
Get down.
Get your guns balanced, because you will see the difference in the enjoyment that you have. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. I'm definitely calling you out on that. But so some of the big things, and I'm going to continue to reiterate this. Everybody knows I have zero tolerance for cheating and zero tolerance for lack of integrity. And that goes both ways. Which is why I said what I said earlier about saying something to someone about them being dead. Look, it's not your place to call them out. Let an admin do it. If an admin's not there seeing it, tell the admin. Don't tell the guy. No need to create that conflict. Tell the admin. I can tell you, it's not a secret. I'm not letting anybody in on a secret. I've told all of my admins. We had a meeting yesterday. We're having another one on Thursday. Told every one of my admins, in the first 90 minutes, if you see something like a shoelace untied, if you see the closest thing to a war crime, call it out immediately. Absolutely. We will hammer down within the first 90 minutes so that everybody knows what to expect. I'm not going to allow this event to go poorly because a couple of people, because of the hundreds of people that are going to be playing on this field. Not every one of them is going to cheat. Not everyone has poor integrity. Not everyone's going to do those kind of things. It's going to be a few, but it's infectious. And we're going to stop it before it starts. I'm promising a great event. I'm promising a wonderful time. So be aware that that's what's going to happen. Please make sure you have your full CLI Pro. Please make sure if you're under 18, you have your lower face protection. Please make sure that you have your kill rag, please, or kill light, one or the other. Please make sure you have your gauze or whatever you're going to use, whether you're going to use a tourniquet or you're going to use ace bandage, whatever. Ace bandage is 4 feet long. If you don't know, read the rule set. If you forgot, reread the rule set. When you come to your safety brief, that you will be checked for all of those items. If you do not have those items, you will not come to safety brief. You'll be kicked out to go get them. Okay? There are going to be vehicles there. Responsibility of safety within the vehicle.
Gun truck!
Around them and the people in them. If you can only be at a vehicle, you can only be touching a vehicle if the vehicle is stopped. You can use it for cover. Before the vehicle moves, you need to be told the vehicle is going to move. You get out of the way, 10 feet away. Okay? These are the things that are going to happen. Be aware, war crimes are going to be plentiful if you don't follow the rules. There is going to be at least 10 admins on that field at all times.
So when it comes down to the vehicles, hiding under vehicles is not an option, guys.
Yeah, I would like to think, and I was, and I was corrected because I was thinking that this was a common sense thing. I would like to think that no one would think to crawl underneath an object that weighs upwards of multiple tons that is in constant motion with occasional stops. But I guess not. So with that in mind, don't go under the vehicles at all, ever,
You
no matter what.
underestimate the power of human stupidity.
The gun truck, the green gun truck at least, will be honking its horn 3 times before it moves if it's stopped. That's the universal signal for my gun truck. No matter who's driving it, you honk that horn 3 times before you move to make sure that it's not there. And if there's a big red flashing light on it, it's dead. Just saying. You cannot unsee that. Now, Greg's talking about the event. That's great and dandy. And it is. It's great and dandy. It's fun. But I want you guys to understand the importance of this particular AO. If you had not had a chance to experience the Force Center, now is the time to do it. Because the Force Center is not going to be around for much longer. Maybe a year, maybe a year and a half. And depending on show events and everything else, show producers and all that, there might only be 1, 2, or 3 more games left on that field. So if you haven't had the ability, to go out there and play, now is your chance. And that chance is going to be gone. It's like, I hate the fact that I never got a chance to play at Camp Shelby. That AO looks badass. I want to play there. Yeah, it's 10 miles per hour was the speed limit.
Adobe, I didn't ignore your question. I'll answer once we're done talking about North versus South.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's happening? It's actually pretty cool. I'm seeing the increase in ticket sales still going on, guys. Get your tickets. There is a cap, so please make sure you get your tickets if you want to come. And please,
there's only about 52 tickets left, so you guys want to move forward now.
Please be prepared in your uniform. Our uniform standards are so simple. They're probably one of the easiest uniform standards out there. Green or tan. I don't care if it's foliage or OD or Ranger or Marpat or I don't care. Green, tan. You're on a tan team, wear khakis. I don't care. As long as your pants, your bottoms, your top, your shirt, and if you're wearing anything on your head, whether it's a cap or helmet or whatever, matches. All 3 of those things must match. Your gear can be whatever you want it to be. Your uniform has to match your side. You're on South, tan. You're on North, green. Real simple. Real simple. Don't go crazy on it. If you're not sure, if you look at it and go, I wonder, this looks kind of tan, but it kind of looks, don't wear it. If there's confusion, don't wear it. Because if you get shot by your own team, that's your fault. And if you walk up on the enemy and they're confused about your uniform and you sneakily kill them because you tricked them, that's a war crime. It's still your fault.
That sounds like there's a story there. Did somebody do that with a glove kill and kill 15 people?
We'll get there. So,
this AO, if you haven't had a chance to do it, is actually a really cool AO. There's a lot of cool buildings to go through. The way that the AO is set up, you pretty much have the ability to get through all the buildings, as opposed to, you could really move through and take a lot of stuff and see a lot of cool stuff that's there. So I would definitely suggest, as you guys are like, maybe I don't know what I'm doing on Saturday. Well, if you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach County, you're about an hour and 20 minutes from maybe an hour and 40 minutes to get to the AO. You don't really need to spend the night before. Just make sure you get up early and get over there. If you're in Tampa, Orlando, and all that, plan on a 2.5-hour drive.
7:30 a.m. Saturday morning, gates open. You're gonna have a chance to be at 3 different safety briefs.
I'll be there.
I won't, and I'm sad. I actually went and got an M81 bathrobe and a hairnet just for this event.
For anyone interested, by the way, your whoops, your generals have a copy of this. This is what the map looks like. This is what the AO looks like. If you haven't seen this yet, then yell at your generals. Or yell at yourself for not joining the planning page. If you haven't joined your planning pages yet, join your planning pages.
There's planning pages.
Wait, what? Wait! You didn't name a building after Disney? I'm shocked. I thought your economy was based around Disney down there.
Not down this way. It's not. That's up there. Down here, it's based around beer. It's Southwest Florida. This is Fort Myers, baby.
Jesus.
We got the Lonnie Kai. No Virchew.
Yeah, in case you missed it, I got into a head-on collision Saturday, so my car is toast.
Yeah, I called him up and I said, "How you doing?" And I'm all pissed off, and he goes, sitting in the back of an ambulance, like, "All right, well, I think you topped me with attitude. Okay, got it."
Yeah, literally
like,
the most epic timing ever. He calls me just as they strap me into the gurney. I am fine. Worst case scenario, I got my thumb in a splint and some bruising and hurt pride due to human stupidity.
Not it. I didn't do it.
No, so here's the thing. If anybody's ever ridden in a car with me, you know how much of an anal retentive driver I am. I don't allow talking or music when I'm driving because I don't want to be distracted. Like, I was transporting a $3,000 painting for my boss. So literally, I stopped at every stop. I was anal. Like, if I thought there was a stop sign there, I stopped. But I was merging on, and a guy came over a blind hill flying like a demon and nailed me.
Oof. Wolfman, I'll answer that later. Short answer is after North Vrs South, after this weekend, brother. So if you guys have not gone to the site and clicked that little button to purchase your lovely tickets, you can go right here. It's the first option that's on that page. Go ahead and get yourself that lovely ticket. Come on down and come have a great time at this event. I saw the northern battle plan because I'm on the northern side and it's pretty badass. We should have a really good, a lot of great firefights and a lot of fun. And at least this one's easier to police as well with admins. It's right here. This page right here. Let's go right here. Deadendoutfitters.net. Show it right there. Right there. Deadendoutfitters.net. Jared, you might be new to the scene, but if you're new to the scene, the best place to come to is a DEO event because it's Milsim light. So it's not like the hardcore heavy duty rules that make people elitist assholes, and you're there to have fun. Oh shit, that's not what I want.
I love how you say elitist assholes to bring us all up like that. Thanks.
Yeah, right. Ta-da!
Don't allow to be elitist assholes. So definitely come check out the event. This one's going to be a lot of fun. Force Center, they're going to knock it down and turn it into a racetrack, guys. And that's the last thing you want is to miss out on something like this with this AO. It's something. There's always certain locations you should go to at least once. Force Center, you should go to GTI, Guardian Center, the Crescent Prison, the prison that TCA found that was Bonestrike was at, Camp Shelby if you can, Fort Hood. Those are some of and Sherwood Forest. That place is badass too. So, is there any other interesting things about the event that you want to share? I know we could take POWs.
Yeah. So as far as the POWs go, there's only 2 people on the field that you are allowed to physically touch, with the exception when you're bandaging up a wounded player. The generals, You are allowed to physically grab and drag the generals when taking them POW. Those are the only people you are allowed to do that to. They will let you know when enough is enough. They're going to role play that, though, for you. So, yes, POWs will maintain their dead rags as they're taking POWs. POWs are considered dead, period. All right? Their next stop, if not POW holding, if something stops them from getting there, is their spawn point. If they get to the POW holding, after POW holding, their next stop is their spawn point, is going back to the armory to respawn. There is nothing else. They can't be rescued and brought back to the field. They have to go back to respawn first. They can be transported via vehicle. Anybody inside a vehicle, when a vehicle is hit and a vehicle is killed, anybody inside a vehicle is dead. If there was a POW being transported, they are dead. And it should go without saying, POW is dead. Dead is dead. Period. If you reside inside a vehicle, just like the vehicle, one hit, one kill. Done. Okay? That's it. One hit, one kill. You're inside the vehicle. After the 5-minute bleed out, vehicle and people go back to respawn. Brainerd. That's the POW is just the POW rule is just going to help keep the game moving forward. I'm going to say, guys, take full advantage of all of these things. POWs, take enough POWs and time it with a JDAM, and if all that happens, you'll get, that'll be your power play. Work tactically, work, in squads, work together, do all that. By the way, for those that didn't see it,
there's the patch.
There it is.
Sexy.
I like to think so. If you're not part of the planning page, go to planning page. It helps improve the game. You're getting some of the tactics and the technical advisory from your generals. Don't just go out thinking this is a big old team deathmatch. It's not. There's a lot of objectives. So absolutely positive, you guys. Make sure you're there to have a good time, not just to squeeze off. There's a lot of objectives. There's going to be a lot of explosives. Going to be a lot of things happening all throughout the whole day.
So a couple more things about like the transport, especially with the vehicles. So, Papa, if a bunch of guys jump onto the back of a transport when it's stopped, because you're not supposed to do it when it's moving, and they have a bunch of objectives that are being run back to the armory, and suddenly it gets blown up. What are you supposed to do with those stuff?
Just as if you weren't on the vehicle and you were carrying an objective, it drops in place. Toucan gave a great example on last night's meeting. If you're running full speed, you got an objective, you're going, and you get shot, and it takes you that extra 20 feet to slow down and die. Walk your happy ass 20 feet back from where you got shot, put the objective down there. Objective drops where you do, and you should have dropped in spot right there.
With that being said, also, like if some fat ass like me is going and I'm running full speed, it takes me about 20 feet to stop. Please don't get pissed off if I'm still coming forward and all that, because I'm not going to stop anytime soon. I decided like this three little blocks did not work for me, so I went ahead and ordered. All right, the bird's back. Oh, bye. Phantom of the Airsoft is here, guys. Just to balance out the things on there. So nice.
Papa, what do you do if you grab the wrong objective?
Grab the wrong objective? What do you mean grab? What could be a wrong objective? You mean like if you're on? Okay. No smoke inside. No smoke inside.
Why not?
No smoke inside.
Why not?
Period.
And just like that, Phantom of the Airsoft goes bye-bye.
Thank you. No smoke inside a building at all, period. If you think that you might have let the smoke go a little too close to the building and it might blow inside, pick it up and throw it somewhere else. No smoke in the building. No
question.
No grenade launches into the building. Don't be shooting projectile grenades into the building.
Can they shoot out of the building?
Yes, they can cross the threshold and shoot from building to outside, not from 30 feet inside to outside, because that's firing a grenade launcher inside a building. You can't do that.
So which, I'm sorry, I'm coming in really late. I was dealing with a military issue. Which op are we talking about here?
We're talking about North Vrs South 3. This is the one that's down here at the prison this weekend.
I'm freaking jealous.
You're not allowed to come. Neener, neener, neener.
I'm jealous.
This AO is kind of now. There's not a lot of cover there. There really isn't. If you guys aren't putting anything out in that center alley of the map, Greg, can you share that again?
I think so.
There's like a central channel between all the buildings. If nothing's there, that's Murder Alley right there. It's straight up Murder Alley. There's nothing to hide behind. There's like one tree, and it's about halfway down. So you're gonna have to use a lot. You have to use the buildings quite a bit. And now that there's a vehicle on each side in play,
there it is.
So what I'm talking about is right, like that. You see how it forms an H? I can't. Yeah, you do it. Yeah, right there. That's Murder Alley right there. There's 3 trees in the middle. There's one building that's closer to Miami. I guess that there's like 2 little buildings, but there's a whole lot of empty space. I mean, this map does not do it justice.
Yeah, the distance between these is not a short distance. That's not.
No,
it's not like 8 feet.
No, it's about 30 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
That's a run if you want to be safe. Yeah.
Now, where's the spawns exactly? Just so I.
So, the way this game is actually set up is where you see Miami South Command Center, Jacksonville, North Command Center. Those are the Capitol buildings. Those are not spawn points. Those are basically what a CP would be without it being a spawn, though. That's where your intel gathering goes. That's where you start from and all that. That is not a spawn point. That can be attacked. It cannot be bombed. It cannot be JDAM, but it can be attacked. It can be overrun. If you're holding your objectives there and the enemy comes in, they can steal your objectives. Your respawns are your armories, which one is here and one is here. The armories.
Sorry.
Oh, wow. The respawns cannot be attacked, but they can be bombed. They can be JDAM'd. So if you're out on the field and you get shot once, and you get bandaged, you get shot again, you get bandaged, and all of a sudden your respawn, your armory gets bombed. If you get shot a third time, you're down for the 15 minutes it takes for that armory to come back up.
Now, Papa, I did notice that in the chat there was some newer people in. Can you explain what JDAM is?
So a JDAM is basically
it's a big boom boom.
Yeah, you're calling it an airstrike. So your generals are going to be the ones that are ultimately going to call that unless they have on-field command that they want to allow to call those in. Generally, it'll be called up to your general. General will call it in, and admins will go and they'll ask grid squares, things like that, and they'll drop it on. Unless you're me and you point to the wrong place on the map, and then you walk over and get yourself bombed by your commander. So, see that
he beat me to it. Damn it! He took away my
humor is way better.
Hey, Phantom, where are you based out again? What city?
I'm out of Lebanon, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
it's a nice area, but we don't have. I mean, we have Otherworld Milsim doing stuff, and then you guys, well, Central Penn, which you're working with for the prison game. But other
Yes.
than that, we don't have anything to this scale. Unfortunately,
this is going to be a great game. We're really, really excited about it, and working with the new owners down at Force Center. I just talked with them again today, and they're pulling for us to really to have a great game, because we're trying to schedule quarterly events down there right now to use as much of this as we can until it's gone. And the games that we have planned for this field, if we can pull off the quarterly events, the games that we have planned for them, none of the games are even remotely close to each other as far as game type. I hesitate to announce the second game because Sin's head will explode. The last time I mentioned it, he freaked out, and I don't want to do that to him right now. He needs to keep his blood pressure low. The Excommunicado game. Yeah, see? Had to say it anyway. We will get you down here for that one, though. That's our it's based in the John Wick universe. So, but this one right here, North vs. South 3, this one really, what makes this one so great, this is the third iteration. The first two were awesome, mostly. And each had its own challenge. I'll admit that each had its own challenge. The first one, true to its form, it was South Florida, and it was like playing in the Everglades. It was Greg High Water, and it was really a rough day, but everybody made a great day out of it.
Dude, that was the best. It was 90 degrees outside, but nobody overheated because everybody's in ankle deep, cool water. So it was like a constant AC for your core. It was like water just goes through the feet, gets all cooled off, and then goes right back down again. Yeah. So it was like, oh my God, was it like? The funny thing was the one asshole that that decided that he was going to get pissed off because of the rain. When Greg went on to the thing and said, look, go out there and see if you want to play. And everybody did. Everybody went out there to see if they wanted to play. And everybody's like, yeah, sure. We'll play. This one guy decided he was going to be a dick and like, no. So, but that was an experience in itself. there was a pond on the field. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Shit.
It was like an ocean.
It was like as you're walking through the thing, you're all of a sudden you're like, am I in a puddle? Am I in a puddle? Nope, it's going above my knees. I'm in the pond.
Yeah, at that point, the pond was unable to distinguish. It was indistinguishable from the rest of the field. And then the second one, so the first event, the first two took place on my field, which only had 7.5 acres of playable area. The parking lot on the first one especially, they were parked down the road, outside the gate, down the road there. Like, it was amazing. We had 136 players on the first one, and that was on 7.5 acres. Second, and that was the day after we had the whole weekend torrential rain all week, and people still came out for it. Second time, we had 193 players on 7.5 acres. And they just, luckily we had actually opened up the parking lot and increased parking. But that game went, that game was tough. That many players, everywhere you turned was a shot. So that's where the biggest challenge was that it was literally just, everybody got shot over and over and over again, but it was a fun day. It really was a fun day. So what makes this, what makes the third one so great is, one, South's trying to redeem themselves. And we're doing it offsite now on 47 acres with 13 physical buildings. We've added new dynamics to the gameplay. And over the past 2.5, almost 3 years, we've seen a change in. I'm like my phone over like this. No. Over the past 2.5, 3 years, we've seen a change in the gameplay for each location. The South Florida, down by Miami, traditionally was known for Speedsoft. Just a lot of speedy boys playing, playing speedball. The North was more known for Milsim. Also, what we refer to as North and South was actually, Miami to Orlando essentially was the highest. We have actually gone to the point where we are actually having people come in from out of state now. So that the North and South have changed, but it's also changed. We have folks that are coming from Jacksonville. That's the Speedsoft world. Miami, Laz has really changed the dynamics down there with a lot, with all the training he does with the tryhards and Matrix Airsoft. So there's a lot of changes there. So it's not Milsim versus Speedsoft anymore. It's actually a good sprinkling of both. And that's what's going to make this an even more exciting game, because I think both sides still think the other is only that. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Let me interject for a second here. Brainerd, shut up.
What did he
I'm going back to Garcia's comment. Puddle is too high for you, Papa. I can imagine it like an ocean. So fun fact about that. There was an incident that happened where I had to go out and I had to give Papa a piggyback ride through the water to the place.
I wouldn't say I had to. I said I was too upset to be bothered with stomping through the water, so I looked for a piggyback ride.
With that being said, where are you at right now, Virchew? Just out of curiosity. Every week it's a different place.
I'm at my partner's house in Youngstown, Ohio, because the accident occurred up to here and it was easier to deal with the insurance place and everything else.
Gotcha. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, here is... Oh, that's not it. That'll have a whole bunch of people trying to join the chat. I had the wrong thing up there. Oh, no. Come on. Back out. What the...
Joker broke it.
There you go. Go ahead and go to that link right there, guys. Get your tickets while the tickets are getting. They're selling like hotcakes.
They are.
There's like 48 tickets left now for you guys to get. Get them while you can, because like I said, this AO is fan-freaking-tastic. It's going to be a badass game. Now, with all that being said, North vs. South 3, get your tickets. Good to go. Now we come up to the final segment of the evening. Drum roll, please.
Really? All right, fine.
It is now Joker's nap time, otherwise known as Papa and Virchew's Tech Time. Tech Corner. So,
wow.
Guys, now's the time to ask your questions about the guns.
We had one question to come up earlier about you asked what was a good starter gun for a sniper. If it's your first gun, don't go sniper.
That's 100% true.
It is not the way YouTube makes it look. It is actually for people that have patience, because you're going to be bored a lot. If it's your second gun, I need more information on that.
Yes. I had something. I lost it. I had actually a question about stuff. I lost it. Wolfman, going back to your question about the MP9, as soon as Christian's done with North vs. South, he said he'll get to the MP9. So there's been... What do you mean? Why'd you make that face and shake no?
Something else. No.
Oh, it's like, what do you mean he's not going to fix it after North vs. South? That's what he said. Why are you interfering?
I didn't say a damn thing. I'm dealing with something else.
Oh.
Guys,
the
real
look on
quick,
your face as I
one
was
last thing.
saying it,
Yeah,
as
one last
if
thing
I
before
was
going into-
dictating.
I meant to say this. Please, if you are caught trying to infiltrate one of the planning groups and you don't belong to that side, that is like a 10,000 point war crime. Okay, and just don't do it. Sincerely, just don't do it. We're finding some people that have made some mistakes. I'm going to call them mistakes. I'm going to say it was by accident and pretend like they didn't intend to join. So,
wow. But sneaky. But as far as the sniper rifle question goes, I personally have two recommendations, which is just get a VSR 10 or the Striker.
Yep. What I sell here in the shop, I sell the Striker and I sell several because wells are good out of the box, but only out of the box. If you want to upgrade them, you have to upgrade the entire gun, everything inside, because it becomes a weak link type of gun. But when you can get an entire sniper rifle shooting 420 feet per second with a bipod and a 3.9 power optic for $200, that's what you do. I know I saw it and it was kind of dirty and turned me on when he said it. Not sure what he meant, but I can only imagine what that. If you know what that is, you're filthy. If you don't know, shame on you. You should.
Oh, did you see this comment from Garcia too? By the way.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we're stuck with each other now.
But the Striker's great gun. It's actually low powered out of the box. They come at roughly right around 390, 395 feet per second. But the amount of upgrades that are available to you out there, as many things as you can do, it's amazing. It is an amazing rifle. VSR 10 clones. If you find the right clones, that's great. You find the wrong one, nothing fits. So be careful with that. Yeah.
And the Striker
no
comes
average.
Yeah. I'm not even going to get into
no
that.
average.
So the Striker does come in 4 flavors: the ESO 1, 2, 3, and the TAC now, and they get shorter as you go through the lineup. So the ASO 3, which is hilarious, looks like a flintlock pistol with a bolt action.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the TAC was the one they released with a more modernized, lightweight tactical frame.
I don't think
hope that answers your. Yeah, hopefully that answers your questions. If not, ask more.
Yeah. We any questions you got, guys? I kind of leaned into some of the tech questions when I was talking earlier about making sure you get out and test your guns. It's one thing to build a gun, it's one thing to put all the parts in it and one to do all that. But if you can't shoulder it, if you can't shoot it, does you no good. Absolutely does you no good. I know I'm not a pistol shooter. I carry one as a just in case. But that's just not mine. Be proficient with your gear. Put it on, try it on, wear it around, do whatever you got to do. Function with it. Because if you don't know where all your pouches are, if you don't have a place to, if you don't have dump pouches, if you don't have all of that, then whatever you're wearing does you no good anyway. If you got a gun that's just a monster gun, but you don't know how to shoot it, and you don't have it zeroed in, what good does it do you?
All right. Any other questions? Sorry, I'm going to send Papa a link real quick.
All right. You want to show me the TAC?
Yeah, it's the A.T.E 01.
Anybody carrying it right now?
Red Wolf and somebody else. I can't remember.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's ASO 1 and it's. Sorry.
No. I was gonna ask if that's collapsible or foldable, but no, it looked like it was a folding stock.
No, so one of them is basically it has a secondary joint near the grip. You just unscrewed it and it's detachable.
What?
Yeah, they put a lot of effort into that thing.
That is nasty. Look at that thing. Ooh, that gray and is it gray and gray or gray and green? I don't know what that is. That's
I've seen a
nasty
couple.
too.
Shoulder the microgun is in on top shoulder. Are you talking to Brainerd? Brainerd could definitely shoulder a microgun.
I've actually shouldered. I mean, they're very light. They're not heavy at all.
Yeah, I saw
You
the
see that
EDG. And sorry,
you see the teeth? You can actually rotate the stock.
yeah, I know.
That is something, huh?
Yeah, they put a lot of effort into that.
It really did. Nice job.
Hey, that sounds like a you problem. You're the one watching me on a 40-inch screen, okay? I could shoulder. All right. Any other questions before Brader just runs off on a tangent about microguns?
Right. Dave, I'll look in the box to make sure it's in there. Wait, it should be in your gun rather, not in the box. Because I didn't take a box. I've got your gun. I'll bring it if it's in the gun. Yep. So.
Yeah, the Silverback TAC 41 is nice, but that is not a cheap price tag if you're looking to start off.
Right. Definitely not to start off, for sure. Don't. Guys, I've told the story before. Virchew, I don't know if you've got one, but I went out with a sniper rifle to end all sniper rifles. I had it built by an actual sniper. Thing was a beast. And I took 3 shots after 12 minutes of walking through, trying to find a spot, the whole deal. After the 3rd shot, I was like, "No, I'm done." And I walked out and I gave the gun to a kid. I'm like, I have no need for this. This is not my gameplay. And I went over and I grabbed my twin Scorpions and got back to running.
It's funny that you say that because I actually started off playing airsoft sniping. I had a SSG 10 from Virchew, and it was probably it was like the most boring gameplay I've ever had in my entire life. And the price tag for them guns are insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it was great out of box. It shot straight. But you could get the same thing with, like, the Amoeba Striker.
Oh, you're making me want to take more painkillers.
You know what? I'm sorry. I had to say it.
So here's the thing with that. It's I respect the hustle, but I don't respect the rebranding of a downgraded item.
Well, I got swindled by the YouTube.
Yeah, and that's my problem. So I sniped for airsoft for a while. Depends on honestly my mood or the game. Bad Blood one year, me and my buddy gillied up, and we literally hung out in high bushes all day, and we had a blast because that was the mood I was in. I didn't want to run around chasing after people. We stood in the tall pines that Joker was talking about earlier, and made people's lives a living hell because they could not, for the life of them, figure out where the DBs were coming from.
Well, I did
that with my striker.
There is something that I really wanted to try would be the Wolverine Bolt.
That's what I run in my striker, the Bolt M.
Yeah, that's
funny you should say that.
Well, all right. So the tech for Jackal, he has basically a carabiner on his charging handle that he just uses his thumb on, and it's pretty much like a semi-automatic sniper rifle. It's insane.
Yep. I have the short stroke reverse mod on mine too, so I can literally that is the emotion. I need to cycle the bolt.
Now, granted, paying for 4.6 BVs, shooting semi-automatic would be kind of expensive, but still,
I mean,
so
okay.
Fun.
So here's the fact on that: you don't need 4.6 BVs. You don't
really.
You do not. Like I run 3s, 3.2s, 3.8s sometimes. At Bad Blood at EMR, and it was windy as hell. If you have a properly tuned sniper rifle, I was hitting people in the head with 3s.
I'm gonna have to get with you on that when I do my sniper build again.
Yeah, I find most people that go sniper with really heavy weights generally have horrible aim.
All right, so I want to interject one thing because there's one question on Tech Time that I can actually answer. It's this one. Is it worth bringing a tracer to North Vrs South? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
you're going to be running indoors from outdoors. It's so worth it to bring a tracer for indoors. especially if you run a camera, and especially if people don't call hits, because that watching that Firefly from hell hit somebody and bounce off, you could then be like.
Also, from the positive side of that, traces are great for bringing your shots on a target. If your gun's not tuned like Pop was talking about, if you are a horrible shot, that tracer.
What do you mean? Everybody does not have a D-hop barrel?
I mean, give them the D.
I don't know.
A tracer will help you put rounds on target.
Yeah, it will. I'm only busting chops a little bit, but yes.
I don't know if Phantom's familiar with the D-hop or not.
No, but when he said give him the D, that's when I started laughing.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, one of the things I was looking forward to was bringing my MTW and my striker down to get D-hops put in them, because as the gun is tuned now, people already hate me when I take out my striker, and it's just going to make the hate even more.
So what is a D-hop? Because I have my stuff R-hopped.
Oh, let me tell you what the D-hop is, son.
Don't say it.
It makes you go pew pew far. Yeah, I killed him.
Oh, I hate when you say that. I hate it so cringy when because it's cringy when you say that shit.
It's not cringy. That's the best explanation.
Cringy.
You pew pew far, you pew pew straight, you pew pew accurately. Pew pew pew.
Anyway, it's a custom patch designed by that man over there with a brilliant design.
Yeah, thank you. You're familiar with like R hops and flat hops and S hops and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't invent the patched barrel, but what I did was I recreated it. I use a proprietary material. I use proprietary material, and the process and post processing of it is completely different. The material itself is actually cured to the barrel, and then there's post processing that's involved. It completely fills the inner diameter of the barrel as well. So there's no turbulence inside the barrel when the air flows through. There's no potential for the BB to skip off the bottom of the window. The material itself is much more viscous than any other patch on the market. So it's a lighter touch with better grip. And what I'm finding, one of the byproducts we found is there's so much, you get such a high amount of spin, such a great amount of Magnus effect that it carries through even wind. So we actually saw it when playing in the wind at last Overwatch 6. Snipers that weren't using them, I was outranging snipers through the wind using an M4 at 155 joules with crosswind going, and I was actually pushing through the wind.
Well, now here's another question then. I run predominantly a MP5 with an F2 in it. Would that be good for me?
Absolutely. So I've done everything from a Foxtrot 4 Foxtrot 4.5, which is a Vulcan SMG. SMG. Multiple MTWs,
ARP 556,
AAGs from the 5.56 and 9 mils. Every gun I own has it. So from a DMR, the TR16, all the way down to my King Arms 9 mil. The only thing I can't patch, and I've done it, I've tried, and I have to redesign, was and microguns, absolutely. I've tried to do the gas blowbacks, but because of the way the window is, it doesn't work. So I'm working on a design that actually incorporates like a locking ring of sorts.
How do we get this?
And everything through. Hold on, I got that answer. A question I can answer from deadendoutfitters.net, the home of the D-Hop, the best damn patch barrel on the market today. Get your D-Hop now, just the D.
I'm sorry, I may have just came a little because I just realized that when she perfects that, I can put a D-Hop barrel in a high kappa.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I am working on it. It's not an easy design, but I am working on it, I promise.
Yeah. Everything that he said is simplified with it pew pew far.
Well,
It's a definite. It's generally I tell people the first upgrade you make to a gun or your hop up and barrel group. And after playing with Jokers, I have never been jealous of somebody else's setup until I got to play with Joker's gun. So my new phrase, even in my own shop, even though I don't carry them, I was going to actually pop something out later, was upgrade to your barrel group and then get a D-hop barrel.
It's like the funny thing was, I always tell the story each time we go down to it, is when it comes down to like the first time I met Papa, like the first time I really interacted with him and we had a long conversation about anything was at Northern Watch. We met actually at Homeland 2 because you got one of the frying pans, but it was at Northern Watch where he's like, check out this barrel, and here's me. That looks nice. That's pretty. Is what I said, I think. And he goes, it's the best damn patch barrel on the market. If you find something else, I'll buy it for you. Yeah. And I said, he goes, I guarantee it. And whenever I hear that, I was like, I like calling people out of their bullshit when they ever say, I guarantee it. I was like, all right, worst case scenario, I'm out $100. Motherfucker, I was out $100.
Okay, so
and that's the other thing. It's $110 that comes with your if up to 363. Anything after 363 goes up by $5-10. And it comes with a custom bucking.
So I am looking at your site now because I actually am very curious about doing this. It's not one of those things where I send you my barrel and you put a shush. I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's not one of those things where we send the barrel or it's a patch that you send us that we install ourselves. It's a barrel that you buy. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Stillwell, D-Hop, and an AEG pistol. I'm going to start this off with saying, why do you own an AEG pistol?
Because it's Stillwell, and he wants to do it to annoy you. But Phantom, I just happened to look, and not for nothing or anything, but a flight down from Lancaster to Fort Lauderdale, or actually to Miami, only $195 round trip. Just saying.
From Lancaster?
Yeah.
Lancaster's a local airport. It's not a national.
Doesn't have to be international.
No, I'm saying it's not national. Like they fly those little prop planes.
I see what it's doing now. It's going to a region outside of it. Never mind. It's saying Philly. My bad.
Yeah, because you got to fly from where I am. You either have to fly out of Philly or you can pay like an extra $400 to fly out of Harrisburg.
All right then.
Harrisburg actually wasn't that bad.
Harrisburg is a crap hole.
You have 3. Why am I not surprised?
237 was Harrisburg to down here. Just saying. I like dropping that sometimes.
No, I got to drop money to fix my wife's Tesla because she accidentally backed it up into the barn.
You mean it didn't stop her from doing it?
You know what? You would think that
Sorry.
You think about a car that would say, no.
That's exactly what it does, is it stops you from hitting things 2 feet before you hit them, and she still hit it. So I'm like, how?
That's an achievement.
Slid on ice.
So I've been looking this whole time trying to share something with you guys. Sorry about that. It took so long. Virchew, you've seen this before.
Yeah. I'm excited.
It's in alpha stage right now, so it's almost done.
Wait a second. That's what I broke.
Yes. Yes, it is. You fucker. That's called that's the Veritas. That started its life off as an ASO2. And I pulled the furniture, the rear furniture off, created my own body for it, added down here. This is actually the Wraith CO2 stock. It has a Wolverine Bolt M in it. So it's fully mechanical, no battery. And D-Hop barrel comes up through here. This is the full length of the gun right here. This is a 3-position grip. So I think it's 17, 21, and 31 or something like that. You can actually move fully adjustable stock. That In field testing, it ran a full day of games actually. In field testing, we were able to do at 3.45 joules. We pushed a 0.5 gram BB, a little over 400 feet, and it was accurate at underestimating. It was accurate at 325 feet. Accurate.
All right, Sin. Definitely understand why you got to take off, brother. We're going to be ending this stream here pretty soon. Go deal with that.
All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.
So,
good luck.
I
bud.
should head out as well. Actually, my wife is probably like, "Where the heck did he go?"
So the story about what happened with me breaking the gun, it was already broken when I got it. I just made it worse. So everybody abandoned us. They just like ran away, hid. So I'll just go ahead and say that let's see. To recap, cheaters are bad. Cheaters suck. And don't cheat at airsoft, guys. Just don't do it. Just, just call your hits.
There you
call
go.
your grenade hits. Don't try to start. Don't shoot dead players on purpose, knowing they're fucking
only
dead.
Call your hits.
Bonestrike is actually a great AO. Just unfortunately, that one particular group of players ruined it for a bunch of people. We have Bad Blood 2022. The tickets should be released pretty soon, so hopefully we can get a bunch of you guys to come check that one out. That one's up in New Milford at EMR Event Park. That's going to be a hell of a lot of fun for those of you that haven't played there. It's a different type of Milsim. It's a different type of gameplay, different type of feels. It's from the start to finish. There are no EVOs or anything else, but you just keep going. And of course, the most important, this weekend, Saturday, starting at be there at 7:30 in the morning because that's when gates open.
Yep.
Chrono, get yourself everything else. Is North Vrs South 3 at the Force Center at a location that will be closing down, being torn down, not even closing it, just pretty soon. So get a chance to play there while you can. Come out and have a good time. I mean, just come out for the sexy patch, man. That patch is just you went too high.
You can see that. I did it on purpose.
DEO we trust.
Yeah.
In DEO we trust. And make sure you get your. Well, you're not allowed on the field without it. Papa runs a tight ship.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cool stuff coming out.
If I can, real quick, I gotta say thank you to my whole team, and the volunteers that are coming as well. But my team, which is made up of nothing but volunteers, I really have to thank every single one of them. On top of that list has to be Toucan, has to be Christian, but from him to Grey Wolf to Pops and Chez and Fat Ninja website, KC, Modified Max, every single one of my guys, and there's people that I didn't name, even Mo, Bulldog, Miss Astrid, Taz, everybody coming out. It's more than I can. It's difficult for me. Everybody helping out, doing what they're doing, and seeing it all come together like that, and knowing I couldn't do it without these people, knowing that they didn't just step up to help, they reminded me that I needed the help, and they pushed me out of my own way sometimes. So I have to say that thank you to the community, but thank you to them as well. So,
it's an awesome community that we're in, an awesome community that you're part of. I can't wait for some of the I can't wait for this weekend because Brainerd's flying down. I can't wait to see how Cora reacts to him. That's gonna be some funny shit. Daddy's home. What the? What? So we're looking forward to going out there. I actually didn't realize just how many of my guys are actually going to this. Yeah. So I'm glad like some of my boys are actually stepping up and coming out. By the way, did Gabe reach out to you about his VSR 10 spring or whatever?
I don't. I don't think
No,
so.
nobody
I don't
called you
remember
about a spring?
seeing anything.
Okay.
I don't recall seeing anything
It
about
doesn't have the right spring. I told him to freaking call the shop.
I'm not going to have a VSR 10 spring for him, though. I don't have any.
I don't know what's. I think it's a VSR 10. That's what's in my head right now. It might be something. Maybe
all I
a
really
I have
have
no
are,
idea. It's his sniper. If he doesn't get the spring for it, Gabe, call the shop. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am Joke for Players Wanted. With me is the man, the myth, the legend of the shortest statue but biggest heart, Greg Paparisi from Dead End Outfitters.
Thank you guys very much.
Both of us would like to thank you for watching us for almost 2 years now do these weekly streams where we talk random airsoft nonsense and we get yelled at, or I get yelled at. Go over gameplay and everything else on there. Sorry, I had to work there. Like, Gabe, ask your damn question before we leave. All right, ask it now. He's in the shop right now. Ask your question.
I don't have any sniper springs. I have AAG springs, but no sniper springs. So, and still, well, there'll be some delays, but we'll see what we can do to help you out.
Oh, that boy is fucking. Anyways, okay. So with that being said, again, I am Joker for Players Wanted. With me is the man, the myth, the legend of the shortest stature but biggest heart, Greg Paparisi. We would like to thank you for 2 consecutive years of watching us do these weekly goofy ass streams. We hope to do it for many more years. We hope to continue to build this out and have you guys interact with you guys as much as possible. We are looking at doing another one of those viewer appreciation streams to have you guys come in and actually be a part of it. That went well. We might end up doing those once a quarter. So for the upcoming games that you guys need to be at, you need to come to North Vrs South 3. If you're not going to see us there, then go ahead and see us at Firestorm 3. If you're not going to be there, hopefully you got your ticket for Syndicate 2. If not there, Bad Blood. If not there, Geigerlands. So guys, other than that, guys, hopefully your BBs will fly true and your opponents will always call your hits, including the goddamn grenades.